Tiger Coach interview is brought to you by the Scoreboard, downtown Huron. Enjoy fantastic burgers and basket meals, plus their many big screen TVs. The Scoreboard, 3rd Street, downtown Huron. Continue our pregame here as we wrap up the regular season tonight for Huron Tiger football. Huron Tiger Coach Drew Strand joins us here. Coach Strand brought to you by the Scoreboard, 3rd Street, downtown Huron. Tigers have 7-1, seeded 1, ranked 1, and hit the Brookings Bobcats here tonight. First off, last week, another Mitchell game, and I said it before the game, those Mitchell games just feel like you're pulling teeth because it's just such a spirited rivalry, kind of show it on the field at times. But kids, basically the difference was we didn't make mistakes, Mitchell did, and we capitalized.
Yep, I mean, I don't think we came out our strongest, and I think a lot of the guys on the team will come out and say they let the emotions, get a little bit of the best of us, being a rivalry game, but, they came out strong. They still handled themselves enough to get the job done and take care of the ball, and, I thought even though we had our mistakes on our side, we controlled things, the best we could and handled and went through all that adversity that we needed to against Mitchell.
And the one thing we came out of there, Ty Klein also was injured late. He is out for tonight, but that's where some of the valuable experience there is. Ty Huber gets the start, and he got to start against Douglas when we had the injury. So, at the long run, that helps us out big time.
Yeah, I mean, having those guys that can step in will be huge, and our guys being able to move around because they know the schemes of what we're trying to run on defense, and that's just where we'll have to look tonight at coming in here and just being able to move guys and still be able to play fast and know and understand the role.
Now, Brookings Bobcats, they're 4-4, and I think they're undefeated at home. 3 of their 4 losses have been by 7 points or less, so what we're receiving on the record, they have a huge senior class. They have a lot of experience.
Yep, I mean, they're a good group of guys. They're a big group, last year coming after us. I think going in this year, you can't underestimate them. And every team's gotten better as the season goes on, and this is just one of those teams that, at the beginning of the season, they had to get through their wrinkles with the new head coach, but they've really found themselves and really identified who they are, and they play fast and hard, and we just got to be able to match that.
And up the middle, that's where they're probably the strongest.
Yep, I know defensively, those 3 linemen and those 2 linebackers with Ted Pluff out one of them, those guys really contain the run and do a good job of it, allowing them to drop 8 back for the pass, and so we just got to work cut out for us and got to find answers for our guys and ways to move the ball, whether that's 2 tight ends or 1 tight end or no tight ends, and just be able to go from there.
And Brookings on offense sounds like they're rather patient, they're steady, they're not going to do a lot of flash potentially, but they just want to control the ball, control the clock.
Yep, I mean, they got a lot of different things they can do with Ted Pluff back there, line him up as a tight end and a wide receiver spot, so got to be aware of where he's lined up and kind of take care of him, no matter if he's a quarterback spot in a wildcat or out as a receiver, but they like to manage the clock and they like to control it, so we got to find ways on offense to either control the clock or score and put up points so we can get them out of that stuff and force them into more throwing downs.
And wrapping it up here, it is the end of the regular season. We've talked about that a lot. We have the top seed right now, and whatever happens, we know we're at home next week. So as much as anything, obviously you're out to win a ball game here tonight. Also stay healthy, and the big games are coming up.
Yeah, I mean, number one thing is just come out of it healthy, but we still got jobs to do, and we still got to compete. Our guys have done a fantastic job of bringing the effort and attitude every week, and we can't let that slip, no matter what our rank is or where we're at and what week it is, because going to the playoffs, you want to look the strongest, you want to look the cleanest, and so this is kind of that wrap-up game of how clean and how good do we look and how much do we know our stuff.
Coach Strand, head coach here on Tiger football. Again, Coach Strand, brought to you by the Scoreboard, 3rd Street, downtown Huron. We have lineups, we have the anthem, we have the flip, and opening kickoff, all coming up on Dakota Sports on Tiger.
Jeremy and Marlene and the entire crew of the Scoreboard invite you to come in for lunch or dinner. Stopping at the Scoreboard located at 56th 3rd Street Southeast in Huron. Featuring a full menu, check out the website at scoreboardhuron.com. Whether it's college football or the NFL, you can watch all the exciting action on one of the many big screen TVs. Scoreboard also has a sideline drinking game for your next event. Call 252-7582. Have a good time with both friends at the Scoreboard Bar and Grill. Now, go for them Tigers.
At Car Chiropractic, we know sports injuries just on the sideline of the game. They can sideline your life. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a competitive athlete, or just love staying active, getting back to your best is what we do best. Our team of experts will work with you one-on-one to develop a rehab plan that's as unique as you are. Don't let an injury keep you from doing what you love. Call Car Chiropractic today at
This is at carchiropractic.com.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty or utilities being shut off or non-payment, toll road fines, or you won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency, and you need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts. And you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
We're good today with play-by-play. This week, Huron Tigers. Jason Jurgens, number 5, wide receiver, safety. Brandon Holt, number 9, running back and linebacker. Riley Winnegar, number 18, receiver and corner. Oakley Anderson, number 20, linebacker and running back. Johnny Hayes, number 26, receiver and corner. Charlie Martin, 52, DN and center. Noah Stills, 55, DN. Rashawn Lewis, number 64, DN. Tyler Mejia, number 75, DN and right tackle.
These two times back to the sportscaster of the year. And the voice of the Huron Tigers, Blake Duffy.
Welcome back to Brookings SDSU here on Tiger Brooking Bobcat football, getting closer to kickoff time. They just did the senior night recognition for the Brookings Bobcats, a senior class of 26 on this football team, and that class is pretty much held together. I remember as sophomores, the previous coach for Brookings had said, yeah, we have 27 sophomores off 2 years ago, obviously. Have 27 sophomores out. That's the biggest class we've had in recent memory, and well, obviously, they've held it together with 26 being observed here for senior night. Let's do a Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update as some games are underway in 11AA. Washington leads T area 27-7. Looks like that game is about ready to wrap up at Howard Wood. They're late in the fourth quarter. Early in the second quarter, Pierre leads Douglas 35-0. That's all we have going in 11AA. 11 AAA. Brandon Valley and Sioux Falls Jefferson are tied at 7 at halftime. And late in the first half, O'Gorman leads Sioux Falls Roosevelt 28-3. Game we have over on KOKK. They're late in the second quarter. Winter leads Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central 14-12. Also in 11B. Mount Vernon Plankinton leads Mobridge 14-6. Nine-man has one final. The top seed, Del Rapids St. Mary, defeated Irene Wakanda 72-6. And Sully Buttes and Hitchcock Tulare late in the first quarter are scoreless over in Oneida. Iroquois Lake Preston, they'll be kicking off at 7 o'clock as well. They're playing Sioux Falls Lutheran. That game at T tonight. Sioux Falls Lutheran is the higher seed, but they don't have lights on their football field, so that game being played in T. And DeSmit and Elkton Lake Benton also has not kicked off as of yet. Those are some of the area games that we'll be following tonight. We'll be keeping an eye on the entire playoff picture here as we get set for, well, playoffs for 4 classes. The other 3, 11A, AA, and AAA, will begin playoffs next Thursday, quarterfinals next Thursday across the state. Seeing what the order of business is going to be here, if we're going to do lineups first or if we're doing the anthem first, as both teams have congregated down to their individual sidelines. Can tell you the officials for our game are backed by the South Dakota Attorney General Office, Consumer Affairs Division. Did not get the first names, but I do have the last names officiating our game tonight. Perrion, Spellmeyer, Effling, Boone, and Veer. They are the law on the field, and they're backed by the South Dakota Attorney General Office, Consumer Affairs Division. So again, to kind of sum down the playoff picture as we think it might be. First off, I think everybody's fairly certain the top 8 seeds in 11AA are in the playoffs. There will be no movement with somebody playing to get in. The top 8 are in, and Aberdeen, Mitchell, and Douglas will see their seasons end after tonight out of the playoffs. But the seedings could be all over the place by the end of the night, depending on a few of the results here tonight. Brookings, as we come in, is the number 8 seed in 11AA. Huron is the top seed in 11AA. Huron at 7-1, and Brookings at 4-4 And I mentioned at the top, Brookings at 4-4, and yet they're the 8th seed. Most years, a 4-4 record in Double-A gets you at least in the running to potentially host a first-round game in that 4 seed, but not so this year. But there's games that could come into a play here. Aberdeen and Watertown is one to watch, and then out west, Spearfish and Sturgis playing their rivalry game, and a win there by Sturgis could change things, and this game could too as well. And even the two coaches, they're kind of in two different places here in trying to see what might happen at the end of the night. Coach Gordon for Brookings, he told me he thinks they're going to be number 8, win or lose tonight. And Coach Strand for Huron, he thinks Huron and Brookings will play next week irregardless, but if Brookings wins tonight, it'd be a 2-7 matchup, and if Huron wins, it would be the 1-8 matchup. So, again, everybody's got their different ways of doing those computations. You think you know what the formula is, but until you actually see the numbers crunch, and every year it seems like we're not exactly where we thought we were going to be. I think back to 2018, the year that Huron went on to the Dome. We went into the postseason thinking we'd be the 5 seed and would play Brookings. Instead, we dropped to 6 and play Harrisburg. And, well, that was history from there as Huron beat Harrisburg, the 3 seed, then defeated number 2 Yankton on their way to the state championship game where they fell to Pierre. So hopefully by 11 o'clock tonight, because, again, that Sturgis Spearfish game, I assume that's starting at 8 o'clock Central Time. So till that's done, no spots, I think, will be solidified. Looks like we're going to get set to do the national anthem first. We'll take a 2-minute timeout here and come back, get set for lineups and kickoff here from Brookings. 2 minutes on Dakota Sports on Tiger.
Fast, easy, no pressure oil changes, move that with the no equipment needed. See what an 1159 code has been on? With that in the car, 2x2, that is feature tire. Adams Quick Lubes also has tire repair, batteries, and filters. Open your own and open it every day and every day except Sundays. Trust your family vehicle with Adams Quick Lube. 1159 Code Avenue North, Adams Quick Lube is a proud sponsor of Tiger Sports.
Great teams need more than talent. They need leadership, positivity, and the power of preferred beef. At Ravine Creek Ranch, the Bishoffs know raising Woodford cattle takes commitment and care, the same qualities that make great students and athletes. Lead by example, stay positive, and give it your all on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. The Bishoffs at Ravine Creek Ranch are proud supporters of the Huron Tigers.
Bobby's Pizza Huron offers dining-in, carry-out, for fast delivery. Every day of the week. For delivery or carry-out, give them a call at 352-6925. Not sure what to order from the realistic menu? Then dine in and try the famous Scott Bobby's buffet, featuring a variety of pizza slices, tasty chicken, and many salads and desserts to choose from. For local so stop in and say hi to Derek and the rest of the pizza crew. The local is on 195 21st Street in Huron. Scott Bobby's Pizza. Give them a call, 352-6925.
The Huron Eye Clinic is proud to sponsor the Huron Tigers. The doctors and staff at the Huron Eye Clinic are committed to providing quality service and products to their patients in Huron and surrounding areas. The Huron Eye Clinic offers comprehensive eye exams, contact lens exams, instant seat screenings, LASIK consultations, ocular disease services, and pediatric eye care. Stop in at the office at 1288 Dakota Avenue South to make an appointment, or call the Huron Eye Clinic today at 605-352-4181. You're listening to the Huron Tigers on Dakota Sports KIJV.
We're back at SDSU, just finishing up the national anthem here and kickoff closing in for Huron Tigers and the Brookings Bobcats. Let's give you the starters for these two teams. The Brookings Bobcats, record of 4-4 on the season. Carter Gordon, in his first year as head coach, spent last year on the staff for the Bobcats. Here's the way they will start on offense. Again, they are senior dominated with 8 seniors starting on offense and 10 seniors starting on defense. Along the line, their tackles are Tig Jager and Jackson Neff, a sophomore. Guards are Brady Caraway and Michael Nelson. The center is Dylan Reynolds. Tight end, and he's an SDSU recruit, Bergen Tetzloff. Fullback is Jay Harris. Running back is Gus Armenta. Wide receivers, Kingston Schneider and Ezra Edom. And the quarterback is Gavin Anderson. For the Huron Tigers, head coach is Drew Strand. On offense, the tackles are Reagan Dirksen, Jr., Nolan Staley, a senior. Guards are juniors, Jackson Greenfield and Corden Caudell. The center is senior, Charlie Martin. Tight end is freshman, Carter Porish. Wide receivers are senior, Mason Jurgens, junior, James Schultz, Jr., and senior, Riley Winiger. Running back is senior, Landon Holst, and the quarterback is junior, Anderson Porish. Again, a big crop of seniors here for Brookings. They have 26 seniors on the roster for the Bobcats. Now, they are 4-4. 3 of their 4 losses have been by 7 points or less, so they've played a lot of close games here, so that 4-4 record deceiving, and obviously they came back with a ton of experience this year. And wherever they land in the seeding for next week, they're going to be a tough out. And I'm saying that before I even get a chance to see them play. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, and we should be ready for the flip and kickoff. 1 minute on Dakota Sports.
Finance your existing home. I'm Jamie Olson, the local mortgage loan officer at American Bank and Trust in Huron. Whether it's a conventional loan with local servicing, VA, FHA, rural development, jumbo, or a home equity line of credit, I'm here to help you find the right fit. Let's make your home goals happen. Apply today at mortgagewithjamie.com or call 353-2818. American Bank and Trust, where your journey begins. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wishbone Market is proud to be part of the Huron community and the Huron area high school athletes all season long. At Wishbone, they believe in supporting local, which is why you'll find South Dakota favorites on their shelves, from wines and meats to hometown snacks. They have great in-store savings and new products with updates shared on their Facebook page. Follow them on Facebook and stop in today to shop local, save more, and enjoy the best from South Dakota at Wishbone Market. Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV are your home for Huron Tiger Sports.
And welcome back to SDSU and Brookings. We do have a little breeze coming here now, and it's coming straight into the window, so I'm getting some of my papers and such to blow around a bit, and we do have the window open here. Nice weather, but again, a little bit of a breeze coming in. According to my watch, 48 degrees here as we're getting set to start. A little late here, but they got TV here tonight, so going to be a little more structured on our kickoff time and all of that. It is 4 minutes after 7 o'clock, KIJV, AM, FM in Huron. So awaiting kickoff for this Brookings-Huron football game. Huron's all in white tonight with the orange numbers, black letters, orange and black trim, and Brookings all in black with white numbers. There's a little bit of red trim here on black helmets, and Brookings with red helmets. And we'll see if we can listen in to the toss here, as I am able to tap into the PA system here for the officials. So the players are shaking hands at the 50-yard line. We'll see if they turn on the mic here, and we can listen into the toss. Does not appear they are going to turn the mic on. If it does, I'll get interrupted here. Nope, they're just doing the flip. Huron will make the call. And looks like Huron will...
Huron has won the toss and is elected to receive at this end. It's a great game.
Okay, he is on, but just for the end of it. So Huron won the toss, took the ball. You see so many teams that want to defer to the second half, but I think this is only the second time this year that Huron is actually, or there's only been twice this year where Huron has not received the opening kickoff to start a football game. So Huron will be on offense first, and they'll be going from left to right, north to south. On the radio dial here tonight, again, I'm Jeff Duffy, glad to be along with you on this Thursday night from Brookings, wrapping up the regular season for Huron Tiger football. Huron again all in white. Mason Juergens, Landon Holst are back deep to receive for the Huron Tigers. And on to kick is the Brookings Bobcats. Kicking for Brookings is Drew Johnson. Looks like he takes care of all of the kicking duties. So again, you never know. Last game of the season, sometimes you might want to pull out a bag of tricks. We'll see if Brookings kicks away or if they try something different off of that. But we are finally ready for kickoff here from Brookings. Johnson with his hand up in the air and finally going to get this game kicked off and ready to go here from Brookings. The kick going to be pooched over to the far side. Juergens goes over to get it, bounces by him, dies at the 6. He'll pick it up there and break one tackle and gets away again. He's at the 10, the 15, finally brought down at the 20. Misjudged the kick. Brookings had 2 chances to tackle him inside the 10-yard line. Juergens, a good job of getting it out to the 20 or so. 1st and 10, Huron Tigers, as they'll have the ball to open the game. First and 10 Huron, and they have it at the 21-yard line. In the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 1 left for Anderson Porish. Snap and just straight up the middle for Holst. He's past the 25 to the 26. Gain of 5 on the play. In on the tackle for Brookings, among others, Cash Sather. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for Huron. Now, the interior of that defense, in particular the linebacking core, that is the strength of this Bobcat defense. And Brookings has mainly went with their defense this year. How they go is how the game goes. Pistol here, and again up the middle, and Anderson Porish kept it. Everybody went to Holst, and Anderson pulled it out. He's up to the 39. I was kind of watching Anderson. I wasn't sure if he was just carrying out the fake, but no, he had the ball all the way up to the 39-yard line, a gain of 13 and a 1st down for the Huron Tigers on a pair of runs. Holst, of course, getting a lot of attention. He's got over 800 yards rushing this year, averages 6.6 yards per carry, and has had 6 consecutive 100-yard games. 1st and 10. Handoff, nope, straight up the middle is Porish. He faked it to Holst again and dives up to about the 42, gain of 3. And 2nd down and 7 for the Tigers from their own 42-yard line. Opening drive of the game, no score. We played a minute and a half. Huron on the opening possession. Got 2 receivers right, 1 left, and the pistol for the Tigers on 2nd down and 7. And going to run option right this time. Porish cuts up past the 45, spins to about the 47. That will set up a 3rd and 2 for Huron after a gain of 5. So Huron strictly been on the run here so far. Now a 3rd and 2 near midfield. 3rd and 2 from their own 47-yard line. Huron with 1 first down so far. The Brookings crowd starting to make some noise, trying to cheer their defense on to get a stop here. 2 receivers right, 1 left. And the shotgun for Porish brings Juergens in motion. And going to swing it out to Juergens. Backwards pass. We have a flag on the play, and Juergens going to be dropped for a loss anyway back to the 44. My guess is that was illegal alignment on Huron. That was called last week as well. Brookings will refuse as Juergens ended up losing 4 yards on the play.
Illegal shift against the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Officially illegal shift. So that's a loss of 4 on the play, and Anderson Porish will have to punt the ball from the 43-yard line. Huron a little late, but they are changing their personnel now, and now Brookings comes out with their punt return. Back deep to receive for Brookings, Ben Schulte and Jude Mendering. And Anderson Porish averaging about 39 yards a punt on the field. Snap is there. high kick, and a late fair catch, and they'll down it at about the 18-yard line, so a solid punt for Porish, and Brookings will have the ball with 9:12 to go here in the first quarter, and no score. They will spot the ball at the 17-yard line, so that is a 42-yard punt for Porish. And now the Brookings Bobcats, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Gavin Anderson is the quarterback for the Bobcats. And a very tight formation, and direct handoff to the tight end, Bergen Tetzloff, and he's just trying to power his way up. He'll get to the 20. Oakley Anderson, who else on the bottom of that pile, leads Huron in tackles by a wide margin this year. Gain of 3 on the play for Bergen Tetzloff. It'll be 2nd and 7. That kind of looked like that rugby formation that Sturgis likes to run. And again, Tetzloff in the backfield, and he's going to run it to the left this time. Head down to the 25, and he's going to be about a yard shy, it looks like, of the first down, just taking a lot of beef to the left. Landon Hulst, Cooper Bischoff on the stop for Huron. That's a gain of 6, and now it's 3rd and 1 from the 26-yard line as, well, Brookings just showing a smash mouth formation. And again, Tetzloff, the tight end, is in the empty backfield, and he's just going to go off to the right and shoulder down right at the first down. My guess is he probably got there. Oakley Anderson filled in there, and he had some help, but it is enough for the first down. Needed 1, got about a 1 yard and a foot, and the Bobcats have a first down. 1st and 10 Brookings now from near the 28-yard line. And again, they stay with Tetzloff, the tight end, just that same formation. Now they do a shift to the left. And Tetzloff straight up the middle, past the 30 and to about the 31. I saw Bischoff in there on the stop. Tice Huber, I believe. No, Oakley Anderson, excuse me. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 from the 31-yard line for Brookings. And Tetzloff, he's actually in the huddle as the quarterback calling the play as well. So a little tweak here by Brookings to start the game. Bergen Tetzloff, they have a 3 blockers to the left. And now here comes the whistle and a flag. An encroachment on somebody.
Encroachment, defense number 52. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Penalty is on the Huron Tigers, 5 yards, and instead of 2nd and 7, it'll be 2nd and 2 up to the 36-yard line for Brookings. So definitely the Bobcats throwing a curveball at the Huron Tigers here to start the game, as they're just going with a power formation. All 11 players are in between the hashes. And direct snap. Oh, the ball is fumbled. It's on the ground. Huron says they have it. I saw the ball pop up into the air. I still haven't seen the official signal. Huron signaling. And I still haven't seen a signal. Now they're going to, they're going to say Brookings keeps the ball. Huron not happy with the call. There was just a big scrum. The ball was definitely loose because it popped up in the air. Boy, Huron, everybody from Huron said they had the ball, but obviously, until the official rules, it's on their side. So instead, Brookings maybe catches a break. They have 3rd and 2 at their own 36-yard line. Tetzloff up the middle, tripped up, and again, he's very close to the first round. I think he stretched to get it. He needed the 37.5, and I think he's up to the 38, and that should be enough for a first down for Brookings. And I think the Huron sideline's furious yet that they were not given the ball on that fumble. So another first down for Brookings as they're up to the Huron 38-yard line. Inside of 6 minutes to go, first quarter. Huron got 1 first down, but then had to punt. Now Brookings, they just been running a power offense. Now they come out with their regular offense with Gavin Anderson in the pistol on 1st and 10 from the 38. And there's movement on the left side. Looked like the tight end on the left side started wiggling.
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 53. 5-yard penalty. First down.
5-yard penalty against Brookings. Now they have 1st and 15 back at the 33-yard line. 5:36 to go, first quarter, no score. Again, Huron had the ball first, got 1 first down, then punted. Brookings with a 1st and 15 at the 33-yard line. Again, they're in the pistol, do a shift. There's 2 backs in the pistol. Anderson will hand it off, second man through, a little hesitation, get about 5-6 yards on the handoff to Armenta. Did a good job of reading his blocking. He's going to get 6 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Brookings at the 39-yard line. Inside of 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter as Brookings has held the ball over 4 minutes on this possession. 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line, again in the pistol. Anderson now at quarterback. Armenta again going off left tackle, skirts by the first tackle and gets caught from behind by the sophomore Noah Owen. Still squirts forward up to about the 43-yard line. And that will set up 3rd and 4 for Brookings. 3rd and 4 Brookings at the 43. Actually 3rd and 5. They got to get to the 48. So a big 3rd down here for the Tiger defense. Anderson in the shotgun, 2 receivers right on 3rd down. And Anderson going to keep it, cuts up the middle and gets tripped up past the 45. Got caught down low. I believe that was Gunnar Harris on the stop. Nope, check that. That was Tice Huber, 25, not 26. Gets a gain of a couple. It's going to be 4th and 2. And what's Brookings going to do here? They didn't change a whole lot of personnel. Yep, and they're coming back with the shotgun here for Tetzloff. They're going to show going for it on 4th and 2 at the 46-yard line. There's the snap. Tetzloff comes left, tripped up, and just enough for the first down. They're getting those first downs by 1 yard, but that's all it took. Gain of 3 and the 3rd first down this possession for Brookings as they move the ball to the 49-yard line. They're definitely chewing up a lot of clock, too. 6 minutes on this possession for Brookings, and they're not yet to the 50-yard line. But, well, let's see. They have run 10 plays all on the ground. But, hey, Brookings overcame that penalty in a 1st and 15. 1st and 10, they stay with Tetzloff in the shotgun. He wants to go to the right, turns upfield, and he's caught low and probably for a loss as Huron definitely snuffed that down. There was good penetration up the middle. Tetzloff had to go a little wider to the right. Charlie Martin in on the stop for Huron. Also in there for the Tigers was Lucas Chaparro. Loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11 back at the 48-yard line. The clock continues to roll with 2:25 to go in the first quarter. No score. Brookings with a 2nd and 11 from their own 48-yard line. Tetzloff still in that. He's looking to pass. He's going to throw a throwback here near side and overthrown. Flag came out at the end of the play. Pass was intended for Otto Eisness. Jeremy Hofer was there defensively.
Sideline warning against Huron.
Okay, crowding the sideline, so it's just a warning. Nothing happened. That's officially an incomplete pass for Brookings, and now they have a 3rd and 11 from the 48-yard line. Still says 2nd down there, but didn't they lose? Yeah, they lost. Yeah, okay, now they finally changed it. So 3rd and 11, and Gavin Anderson back in at quarterback for Brookings as they're faced with their first 3rd and long of the evening. 2 receivers left, 2 right, and they're in the pistol on 3rd and 11 from the 48-yard line. And straight drop for Anderson, rolls to the left. He's under pursuit. He's going to turn it upfield. Now he throws and nearly intercepted. It was tipped upfield. He was very close to being over the line as well. I believe it was Landon Hulse that got a hand on it. And, well, the receiver was going to be out of bounds anyway. 4th down, and Brookings will punt, and the clock finally stops on that possession with 2:02 to go. 7 minutes, 10 seconds. For Brookings on that possession. Finally, Huron forces the punt. A 7-minute possession, and Brookings never crossed the 50. Snap a little off target, but Huron not really rushing. A line drive kick and fair catch at the 19 by Schultz, and that's where Huron will have the ball for the second time with 1:55 to go in the first quarter and no score. 7 minutes, 17 seconds officially the time of possession there for Brookings, and Huron finally gets the ball back. 1st and 10 Huron from their own 19-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 left. On the 1st and 10 for Anderson Porish. Porish going to keep it up the middle, has a hole, lost the ball, and Brookings, I think, got on top of it. It came out and downfield 5 yards, and Brookings forces the first turnover of the game, and with 1:49 to go in the first quarter, no score, but Brookings with a great opportunity as Porish fumbles, and Brookings will have it 1st and 10 at the Huron 28-yard line, 1:49 to go here in the first quarter. Now the Tiger defense asked to make a stop again. And it looks like Gavin Anderson is the quarterback here as they begin this series. So some early adversity for the Huron Tigers as a turnover gives Brookings great field position. That was a clear recovery by Brookings, by the way. In the pistol, 1st and 10 for Anderson. He's going to spin, give the pitch to Armenta, trying to turn the corner, force back in and hit at the 26. Flag comes in at the end of the play. Cooper Bischoff on the stop for the Huron Tigers, and check the flag behind the play. Usually you would think that would...
Holding offense number 53, 10 yards from the previous spot, 1st down.
Yep, you heard the official, 10 yards on Brookings, and so that will back the Bobcats up. They'll get 1st down over, but try to put a little more space there if you're Huron. Second penalty, 15 yards on Brookings. And now the ball back at the 38-yard line, so 1st and 20 for Huron as we're down to 1:39 to go in the first quarter. No score. Huron just fumbled and gave Brookings some good field position. Trips right, 1 receiver left, and in the pistol here on 1st and 20. Anderson rolling to the right. He wants to pass. Still looking. Now right back to the sideline, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds. That'll be a sack for the Huron Tigers. I believe that was Chaparro that shoved him out, or is it Noah Owen? Noah Owen will get the sack for Huron as he shoved Anderson out of bounds, and Brookings going backwards. That's a loss of 4. And 2nd down and 24 for Brookings back at the 42-yard line. And he was shoved out of bounds, so the clock stops with 1:15 to go in the first quarter, no score. Brookings recovered a fumble, but have went backwards in their first 2 plays. 2nd and long, Brookings trips left. 1 receiver right on the 2nd down play. Huron showing a blitz, and Anderson, straight drop. Now he's going to roll it to the left again. Still looking, throws short, the pass complete to the 35. Wrestled down at the 31. Item on the catch. Winiger and Anderson were over there defensively. And all the way up to the 31-yard line, so that's a gain of 11. Now 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13 for Brookings at the 31-yard line. Could be 2-down territory. We're inside of a minute to go, first quarter. No score. This first quarter has been Brookings holding the ball for a majority of it. In the pistol on 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13 for Huron. Anderson straight drop. He's looking right, steps up. He's under some pressure, rolls to the left and to the 30, and then brought down out of bounds by Tice Huber. He did get a couple of yards upfield, so that will not be a sack for Huber, but sets up a 4th and 10 for Brookings at the 28. Clock stopped as he went out of bounds, so 36 seconds left, and Brookings will go for it here. Too long for a field goal, I'm sure. Be about a 46-yard kick. So big play here. Huron defense can get out of this bad field position by getting a stop here. They're in the pistol on 4th and 10 from the 28-yard line. Anderson looking to throw. He's going to throw deep, far sideline, turn around, incomplete. Pass was intended for Item. Mason Juergens played that perfectly, and Brookings cannot take advantage of the field position, and they turn it over on downs with 29 seconds to go in the first quarter. Still no score. 1st and 10 Huron, and they'll start now at their own 28-yard line. In the shotgun is Porish, and he'll ride Hulst up the middle, trip forward up to about the 32-yard line, gain of 4. And that might be our final play of the first quarter as we're down to 17 seconds to go here in the first. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Tigers. 7 seconds to go, and I think, Porish is going to let the clock roll. At the end of one quarter, no score here in Brookings. We'll take a timeout, 1 minute on Dakota Sports.
The leading provider of innovative solutions in plant protection, plant nutrition, and field technology. They offer premier products and one-on-one relationships with local field experts to help their customers grow. Wilbur Ellis is committed to bringing you and your operation new and innovative ideas. Contact your local Wilbur Ellis specialist today to find out how to maximize your return on investment. Wilbur Ellis wishes all area high school athletes the best of luck this season.
Stop in for a free insurance review with Lane Anderson of Farmers Union Insurance. Auto, home, farm, life, and business. Become a satisfied policyholder with Farmers Union Insurance. Farmers Union Insurance, Lane Anderson, 1835 Arizona Avenue, Southwest in Huron.
Looking for a personalized apparel such as t-shirts, sweatshirts, ladies' jackets, TV sports and course. About time, clothing, and biographic set front. TV sports and course. Out front with the Tigers, TV sports. Downtown Huron.
Dakota Sports, KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Duffy back here in Brookings. No score at the end of the first quarter. A quarter where Brookings held the ball most of the way, 8:37. So Huron had possession less than 4 minutes in the first quarter. Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update final. Washington 27, T-Area 7. Halftime, Pier 42, Douglas 0. Spearfish at the end of the first quarter leads Sturgis 7-0. Yankton leads Mitchell early second quarter 20-0. That's your Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Huron a 2nd and 6 from the 32-yard line from my vantage point. They're right at the yard line I'm at here in Brookings. We're six stories up in the air here in the press box at SDSU. Well, both teams are ready to go, but since TV's here, we're having a little longer timeout here. Halftime over on KOKK. Winner leads Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central 14-12. That's your Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Porish was ready to run a play. Now he's going back to talk to Coach Strand because we're still waiting for TV to come back. I wish I had that ability to do that when I took a break. Not that I'm complaining or anything. Take a look at a few other scores since we got a second here in Class 9B. Sully Buttes now leads Hitchcock Tulare 14-0 late in the first half. Sioux Falls Lutheran leads Iroquois Lake Preston 8-0 into the first quarter. And Elkton Lake Benton leads DeSmit into the first quarter 14-0. That's your Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Evidently, TV gets to take about 2 to 3 minutes for their in-between quarter break, as both teams are standing looking at the football wanting to play. Radio's ready to go. Why can't everybody else be? And I'll get off my soapbox until the next time it happens. Huron assured of playing at home next week, and I think Huron's assured of a top 2 seed, regardless what happens tonight. And how much longer is this going to go on? I didn't know they had the ability to. This had to be at least a good full 2 minutes. Finally, we're ready to go. 2nd and 6 for Huron from the 32-yard line. Huron's in the shotgun. Porish barking some instructions to the line. Now Hulst comes up beside him for more of a shotgun look. Inside handoff to Hulst. Bounces out. Tries to turn the corner. He's got the 35. Then, boy, he got stopped right at the sticks. Good open field tackle by Ben Schulte for the Bobcats. And Hulst is right at the first down marker. And they're going to, they don't measure, but they say he's about 2 inches short. Okay, we'll eyeball it. 3rd and less than 1 for Huron, just shy of the 38-yard line. We're just underway in the second quarter and no score. Huron has not had the ball a whole lot here so far in the first half. Huron has not attempted a pass yet. 3rd and less than 1, and Porish going to keep it himself. First down and more. Spun forward up to about the 44. As he'll get a gain of 6. A flag came in right as the play ended. So check and see what that is first. For now, it's a first down on a 6-yard run by Anderson Porish. And again, the play looked like it was just about over when the flag came out. And 4 of the 5 officials are huddling on the head of the Jackrabbit. This is a rather long discussion, so the chains haven't moved yet, and the marker hasn't changed. And now the 5th official is going to come in and join the fun in the huddle as well. So for now, it's a 6-yard run for Porish, but we're waiting a long time to find out what this penalty is, and they're still talking. And are we going to say anything?
After the play is over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 18, offense. That penalty will be enforced, and then the chains will be set. It will be 1st and 10 for Huron.
So it is a first down and a 6-yard run for Anderson Porish, but then the Tigers go back 15 yards to the 29. So that was right, well, as he said, dead ball, so it was after the play was over. So now Huron does have the first down, but lose 15 yards. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. We're early second quarter, no score. Huron with the 1st and 10. That was the second first down. Here's the handoff to Juergens, and he gets pinned in now. Gets a little room and up close to the 35, and nearly a late hit over there it looked like, but it was far sideline, but up to the 40 or 34-yard line. Gain of 5 for Juergens. It'll be 2nd and 5. Now it was a forward handoff, but it looked like a handoff and not a shovel pass to me. So I'm counting that as a rush. And it'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 34, and Huron still has not attempted a pass yet. Trips left. 1 to the right, and the shotgun for Anderson Porish on 2nd down and 5. Porish looking to pass, straight drop. Now he's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Ends up being a loss of 1. The first man in there was Owen Hoppy for Brookings. It will be a loss of 1. And Huron faced with a 3rd and 6 back at the 33-yard line. Huron O-line has not given up a lot of sacks this year, but Brookings gets one there, and now Huron a 3rd and 6 at their own 33-yard line. Trips left, and the shotgun for Porish with Hulst right to his right on this 3rd down. Here's the bubble over to Juergens. Turns upfield to the 40. He should have the first down. Followed his blockers. He had Schultz and Elwine ahead of him. And just worked his way up there, and a first down for Huron. That's a play Huron has run a lot this year, but we really didn't hardly see it in Mitchell last week. Gain of 9. Third first down of the first half for Huron, and Huron at 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Slot right, one receiver left on first down. They'll run the option right, and Porish upfield. He's got a lot of room to the 45. Breaks loose, and he's close to the first down. It was very nearly a horse collar on Brookings. In fact, if that tackle would have made, I think the flag would have come out, but I think the kid let go, realized what he was doing. Then that gave Porish an extra 5 yards. Anderson another first down, and Huron is in Brookings territory for the first time tonight at the 48-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for Huron. 9.5 minutes to go here in the first half. No score. Huron slot right, one receiver left. On 1st and 10. In motion, and there's flags out. I think somebody flinched on the line, and I think, by the way, Nolan Staley's reacting. It was him.
Dead ball, false start. Offense number 72.
No.
5-yard penalty.
Sorry,
First
Nolan.
down.
It wasn't on Nolan Staley. It was on Jackson Greenfield. Third penalty, 25 yards on Huron. And it's 1st and 15. Now they're back on the Brookings side of the 50. So 1st and 15. Shotgun with Holst right beside Porish on the 1st and long. And Porish, quarterback draw straight up the middle. He's got room to the 45, down to the 42. He had a lot of room with Holst leading the way. And then the middle of the O-line, the two guards, Caudell and Greenfield, the center, Charlie Martin. And 10 yards on the play. Anderson Porish having his best rushing half of the season, as I have him over 40 yards rushing. Gain of 10. It'll be 2nd and 5 with the ball at the Brookings 43-yard line. 8.5 minutes to go in what's been a very quick first half to this point. Slot right. Elwine to the left on 2nd down and 5. Shotgun with Holst right beside. He gets the handoff tripped up as he was starting to head upfield. I think Tetzloff got him at the ankle. Gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 2 at the 40-yard line. Boy, if that ankle tackle isn't made, I think Landon has some more room to run. So here we go, 3rd and 2 from the 40-yard line for the Tigers. We're in the pistol. 2 receivers right, 1 left on 3rd and 2 from the 40. Porish, there's a blitz. Porish going to turn it up. He's got the first down to the 35, down to the 30, and to the 29. He put his shoulder down and ran through Kingston Schneider to get an extra couple of yards and another first down for Huron. Up to the 30-yard line, and Porish with a gain of 12. 5th first down of the first half for Huron, and I think 4 of them have come on this possession. Huron 1st and 10 at the Brookings 30-yard line. Now Huron having a nice drive as they've held the ball for about 5 minutes, going back to the end of the first quarter. Slot right, 1 receiver left, shotgun, and straight ahead again his whole spin move, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks. We'll give him a yard on that. Good penetration up the middle by Cash Sather. He didn't make the tackle, but he made the play for Brookings, made whole spin to try and get away. He'll get 1 yard out of it. 2nd and 9 from the 29 for Huron. Oakley Anderson is in at running back for the first time tonight, as Holst will get a breather. 2nd and 9 from the 29 for the Huron Tigers. Trips right, 1 receiver left, shotgun on 2nd and long for Porish. Porish looks back at the bench, now makes a hand signal to the receiver, straight drop. He's looking, going to throw far sideline. And the jump ball over the head of Elwine. And that was simply let 6'9" go up and try and catch it. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the 29 for Huron. I don't think there was any strategy there. Just throw it up to the big guy. It was well defended and just a little overthrown. Now the wind has kind of settled down again. The flag isn't moving much there on the north end of the field. 3rd and 9 for Huron, probably 2 down territory here. Clock stopped with 6:10 to go in the first half. Still no score. Both teams have run the ball a lot here in the first half. Hulst is back in at running back on 3rd and 9. Straight drop. And throw it in the middle for Hulst, trying the middle screen. And he's to the 20, to the 15. Now we had Lyman out downfield, but Hulst was evidently behind the line of scrimmage. I couldn't tell for sure, but we'll take it. Hulst down to the 15. That's a gain of 14. And Huron a first down. And quickly Huron back to the line, and they want to snap again. And Porish straight ahead, and not much there. He'll lean forward to about the 11 as Tetzloff was in there on the stop for Brookings. Well, we'll still give him about 4 yards on the play where it looked like it was plugged up initially. 2nd down and 6 from the 11 for the Huron Tigers. Best scoring chance for Huron tonight. We're still no score. 5:20 to go in the first half. Long drive by Huron. Trips right, one receiver left, going to flare it out and nearly intercepted. That was read perfectly by Jay Harris. They're trying the bubble out there, I think to Schultz that time. And I held my breath because I saw Harris coming up, and actually Huron almost had a chance to catch it off the tip, but overall that was very dangerous. Huron fortunate to come out with a 3rd and 6 from the 11-yard line. That bubble has been a favorite play for Huron this year. So 3rd and 6 from the 11-yard line for Huron. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun for Porish. In motion comes Juergens. They're going to run the option right, and Porish cuts up, and not much. He gets inside the 10, maybe to the 8. He made his decision early and went up the right hash. It'll be 4th and about 4 for Huron. We'll call it 4th and 3 from the 8-yard line after a gain of 3. So huge play here for Huron. They are going to go for it. Ball's at the 8-yard line, 4th and 3 for the Huron Tigers. 4:38 to go in the first half, no score. Both sides of the field making a lot of noise. Stack formations left and right. Porish, straight drop. Now he's in trouble, gonna roll out and flings it up for the touchdown to Winiger. Porish was being tackled. I don't think he could even see Winiger. He just flicked it up in the air for the touchdown. Huron leads 6-0. That shows you the charmed year that the Huron Tigers have had. Exactly how we drew it up. Touchdown Huron, 8 yards. Porish to Winiger. Extra point by Porish, line drive, and no good. Extra points have been an issue for Huron this year. Huron, though, leads 6-0 with 4:22 to go in the first half. Timeout of 30 on Dakota Sports.
Best values in the nation's California brands. Somebody is America's number 1 dealer for Lady One Furniture. Number 1 is also the Midwest's largest retailer for Sealy, Simmons, Jones & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Number 1 Huron is completely locally owned and operated. Our staff, including Simmons and delivery, is made up entirely of low leaders in Huron. So for the best brands at the best prices, only truly local service. Turn to Sweden on Furniture at Huron.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJZ.
The charmed year continues for Huron Tiger football. Porish was going down. He just threw the ball up. I think he actually had his back to the receiver, and he just kind of flipped it like a chest pass, but over his head. And, well, Riley Winiger was wide open over there, caught it and took it in. And again, that's kind of the way this season has went for this Huron Tiger football team. Now, Colt Culver looks like he's going to come in and kick. Porish was out there. Now they changed and brought in Colt, I believe, or who's going to kick this? Yeah, Colt is. Now, Huron's making sure they do have 11 guys out there, so Brookings has 2 guys back deep to receive. I believe it's Jay Harris and Jude Mendering. As Culver will get the kickoff again. Ty Kleinsasser is out. This would be his job normally, but he turned the ankle last week against Mitchell, and he's not dressed tonight. So Colt Culver, backup quarterback, also the backup kicker. He will kick off for Huron. Just do the squib up the middle of the field, bounce at the 35, off somebody's leg, and Huron nearly got on top of that. It went off the upback's legs, and Cooper Bischoff was about a yard away from popping on that, but Brookings does recover, and they'll have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. So Huron leading 6-0. Both teams have had a long, time-consuming drive. The only difference is Huron scored on theirs, and they lead 6-0. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line for the Bobcats. And they do have Gavin Anderson at quarterback again in the pistol on the 1st and 10. They'll run the option right. Anderson, a big hole. He's got the 40, 45, cuts back. He's loose to the 40. James Schultz, the only man that can catch him. 20, 15, 10, touchdown. Anderson scores from 67 yards, and after all that work by the Huron offense, Gavin Anderson answers with an option run, 67 yards, and Brookings has tied it with a chance to take the lead on one play after Huron held the ball for 8 minutes. 67 yards on the touchdown. Gavin Anderson, and I don't think anybody ever got a glove on him either. So Brookings strikes quickly, and they have a chance to take the lead here on the extra point. Now there's a flag as the teams were lining up from one of the back officials. It must be on Huron. Well, Huron's got, looks like they got about 14 guys out there. Yep, it's too many men.
The illegal substitution against the defense. That penalty is force half the distance to the goal. Try.
And Brookings takes the kicking unit off, and they're going to go for 2 at the 1.5-yard line. So, and now Huron's going to use a timeout.
Timeout, Huron. First timeout of the half.
So Huron a little disorganized there. And Brookings going to go for 2 at least we think now. 4:06 to go in the first half. We're tied at 6. Timeout 30 on Dakota Sports.
Pride and Happy Dairy Queen of Huron. The August Blizzard event is Reese's Caramel Craze, and it's only for a limited time, so get your new favorite Blizzard today. For birthdays or anniversaries, or for any occasion, get a DQ cake. Call 352-5097 or shop it and order one for your party. Treat yourself and then reward yourself with the DQ app and download it today and save. Dairy Queen of Huron is open every day of the week for lunch, dinner, or an anytime snack. Dairy Queen of Huron.
Dakota Sports KIJZ, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Brookings going for the 2-point conversion. It's back to Tetzloff in the shotgun from the 1.5-yard line. Straight up the middle. He stood up, still keeps his legs moving, and he does just get over the line for the conversion. Tetzloff scores 2. Brookings 8, Huron 6, timeout 30 on Dakota Sports.
Earnings of their third potential. Does the ration provide everything they need? But the experienced food consultants at Dakota Land Feed help you get the performance you want and the service you deserve. With the ability to balance ration
questions for every stage of a tank's life. The feed consultants provide valuable information to support your operation. They strive to provide best-in-class service and knowledge you can count on. Huron Feeds, your local feed supplier.
You're listening to the Huron Tigers on Dakota Sports KIJD.
Oh, wake-up call there for Huron. They take the lead only to give up a big play on the first snap after the kickoff. A penalty gives Brookings a closer chance, and they go for two and get it. And Hurons went from 6-0 to 8-6 in about 4 minutes of real time and about 16 seconds of football time. Now Brookings will be kicking the ball off to the Huron Tigers. Remember, Brookings does get the ball to start the second half as well. Drew Johnson to kick off for the Bobcats with Juergens and Hulse back deep to receive. And line drive kick, gonna bounce, and running up on it at the 19 is Hulse. He's trying to cut up the middle to the 25, brought down from behind at the 30. Tackle by Ashton Baker on special teams for Brookings. And Huron will have it 1st and 10, 4 minutes to go in the first half. Both teams have all their timeouts remaining. Huron will be 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Huron's defense has not given up a lot of explosive plays this year. And boy, we certainly saw one there from Gavin Anderson of Brookings. 1st and 10 Huron, now trailing 8-6. Trips right, one receiver left on the 1st and 10 play from the 30. Pori straight drop, he has some time. He's thrown over the middle, man is wide open. That is Winiger all the way to the 40, first down. Huron had 4 receivers downfield and Winiger wide open. And a first down for Huron all the way to the 40-yard line. So that's a gain of 30 yards to Riley Winiger. And a first down, 7th of the first half for Huron. And Huron right back in Brookings territory, 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Handoff and bouncing it out. Hulse comes up. He's past the 35, tripped up to about the 33-yard line. Phoenix Sather on the stop for Brookings. Well, there's 2 Sathers. I assume since they're seniors, they're twins, but that's just an assumption on my part. Gain of 7 for Hulse, 2nd and 3 for Huron from the 33-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 right, and the shotgun. Handoff, the little spin move by Hulse, but still keeping the feet moving, and he's going to get a couple of yards where it almost was a drop for a loss. It's going to be 3rd and 1, it looks like, at about the 31 for Huron. Hulse was hit in the backfield, but he did that spin move and actually got a couple of yards out of it. Cash Sather, I believe, on the tackle for Brookings. Gain of 2, 3rd and 1 from the 31 for Huron. Huron's been primarily running the ball here in the first half. 3rd and 1 from the Brookings 31. And going to run the option left, and Porish first down, 25 down to the 23-yard line. And another first down for Huron. And Porish has run the ball effectively. I think Brookings is throwing a lot of their attention Landon Hulse's way, and deservedly so. And that's left the big quarterback a chance to run the ball. He's got 7 yards on that carry as Huron picks up their 8th first down of the first half. We're nearing 2 minutes to go in the first half. Brookings leading 8-6. Huron threatening late in the second quarter. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Slot right, 1 receiver left. And ball's on the ground, and Brookings recovers it. Porish, I think, was trying to pull it back from Hulse. The ball popped out. Second fumble of the half for Huron, and Brookings gets the ball with 1:49 to go in the first half, leading 8-6. Boy, it was shaping up nicely. And again, I think Porish put it into the belly of Hulse. He wanted to pull it back out, and it just popped out. And Brookings gets the ball back with 1:49 to go in the first half. So Huron making some mistakes there. Hasn't been a lot of turnovers here in the second half of the season. Brookings has it 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Gavin Anderson in the pistol, long count. And now he's going to roll it to the right. He's looking to run. Flags on the play. Anderson will run out of bounds, shoved there at the 34 by Cooper Bischoff. Flag came out in the backside of the play as we're down to 1:43 to go in the first half. Check the penalty marker. And Brookings backing up. I think this will go on the Bobcats.
Holding, offense number 78. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Third penalty, 25 yards on the Bobcats, and now they have a 1st and 20 going back to the 20-yard line. 1:43 to go in the first half. Brookings 8, Huron 6. Huron a couple of turnovers. That's been a big part of this first half. In the shotgun is Anderson on the 1st and 10 or 1st and 20 play, but they'll hand it off to the back and trying to pull through there to get about 5 yards on the play. The carry by Owen Hoppy. Oakley Anderson on the bottom of that pile for Huron again. I believe it was Tice Huber helping out. Gain of 5 on the play. And a 2nd and 15 for Brookings from the 25-yard line. Clock continues to roll as both teams have, well, I guess Huron has 2 timeouts. Brookings has all 3 left. 2nd down and 15 from the 25-yard line. Anderson to pass, not much rush. He's going to roll to the right, and he's up to the 25, getting hemmed in. Nice spin move, but then he's going to be dropped. Ball came out, but he was down. Was hit first over there by Huber. Then Oakley Anderson came to finish it off, and I think Huron took a timeout. Cooper Bischoff kept him under corral. He didn't make the tackle, but again, he slowed up Anderson, and we do have a timeout.
Timeout, Huron. 2nd timeout of the half.
It'll be
the game clock to 56 seconds. 5-6. Thank you.
It'll be 3rd and 12 when we come back for Brookings. Timeout 30 on Dakota Sports.
Medical Center, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Orthopedic surgeons Dr. Kevin Ober and Dr. Todd Anderson, along with the Pro Rehab Physical Therapy teams, are here to get you back in your game. Schedule an appointment at HuronRegional.org, because when it comes to your health, the right care is right here. Best of luck to our area athletes from Huron Regional Medical Center.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV are your home for Huron Tiger Sports.
Welcome back to Brookings. We're late in the first half, 56 seconds to go, and Brookings leading Huron by a score of 8-6. Huron down to 1 timeout left. Again, Brookings has their full complement of timeouts as they go 3rd and 12, and Gavin Anderson going to go under center for the first time. It's an old-fashioned I formation for Brookings on the 3rd and 12. Only 1 man out wide. Again, Anderson under center. Long count as well. Now this is snapped. Play action. He's looking to pass. Looks the middle of the field. Now he'll throw short, and the pass complete but out of bounds. 4th down, and Brookings will have to punt. And Huron gets to save the timeout as well. Good coverage in the defensive backfield by the Huron Tigers. And Brookings will have to punt with 50 from Drew Johnson. Huron, yeah, they're coming after it, but a good protection, a short kick. And Schultz in traffic will catch it with the fair catch at the 44. And Huron will have the ball there, 1st and 10 with 44 seconds to go in the first half. Brookings 8, Huron 6. So we'll see what the Tigers can do. They have 55 yards to go and 1 timeout and 44 seconds. Now we probably will see the Tigers air it out. Slot right, one receiver left on the 1st and 10. Wing to the right for the Tigers. Straight drop for Porish. And he's looking over the middle for Carter Porish and nearly intercepted. Off of Carter's hands, it looked like he should have caught it. Then Donovan Davis had a shot at it and could not haul it in. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Some of those deep routes have been open for Huron in the first half. And again, that looked like it was there, maybe a little high. 2nd and 10 for Huron from the 45, down to 38 seconds to go in the first half. 1 minute after 8 o'clock. KIJV, AM, FM Huron. Double slots. Porish, here's the inside screen to Winiger. Not much as he was caught after a couple of yards upfield. Well played by Jay Harris, the corner. That's a gain of 3, and there's a timeout by Huron as they'll have a 3rd and 7 from the 48-yard line. Let's make sure. Yes, it is a timeout.
Timeout, Huron. 3rd and final timeout of the half.
So timeout Huron. We'll take a timeout of 30 seconds on Dakota Sports.
1919 root beer is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. Their unique recipe and choice ingredients make 1919 root beer the creamiest, full-body draft root beer available. Pick up 1919 root beer, distributed by Elwine Brothers, at your favorite convenience store or grocery store in Huron. Elwine Brothers wishes the Huron Tigers the best of luck. Go Tigers!
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Huron out of timeouts with 30 seconds left in the first half. Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Final Pier 49, Douglas 0. Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Here on a 3rd and 7 at their own 48-yard line. Trips right, one receiver left for Anderson Porish. Straight drop for Porish, 3-man rush is all. He'll step up to the left, still looking, still looking, still looking. Now he's out of bounds. Flag comes in at the end of the play. I think we had a lineman downfield most likely. Or maybe not. Well, let's just let the official call it and see. Flag came in right as the flag was over, or play was over. And I think it's actually going to go on Huron.
Eligible player downfield, offense number 52. Penalties decline, 4th down.
So officially an incomplete pass. Now Porish will have to punt with 19 seconds to go in the first half. And realistically, Brookings has no reason to not come hard after this. They do have 2 guys back deep to receive for Porish, who's a returning All-State punter. Snap on target, and Porish will get the kickoff high. Will bounce at the 20 and go inside the 10, down to the 5, the 4, the 3. And runs a lot of time off the clock as well, as we just have 5 seconds left. And on the punt, Brookings will get the ball, but probably take a knee and take us into halftime. So where do they spot it? To the 3. So a 50-yard punt for Anderson Porish. That's not his long for the season. I believe his long was 62. And Brookings at their own 3-yard line. I'm sure they will just take a knee and call it a half. And that they're in the victory formation per se, but they're just going to take the knee, and we go to halftime. Brookings 8, Huron 6. Timeout 2 minutes. We'll be back with our halftime stats. 2 minutes.
This is the end of the second quarter.
On Dakota Sports.
Norby Center for Recreation in Huron is your ultimate destination for parents and kids. Challenge yourself and get fit with a fitness class that fits your schedule. Norby Center offers water classes, food and cardio classes, bicycle spin classes, and more. These fitness classes are led by Norby Center's expert instructors. Sign up for a fitness class today. The Norby Center for Recreation, where the fun never ends.
This is Matt Sibley with Brian J. Davidson Insurance Agency in Huron. You change thousands of diapers, cut up hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose, because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Brian Davidson will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family, no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance can mean everything. Call today, because like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Experience delicious. Experience Lion Finger Restaurant in East Lounge. They specialize in steaks, burgers, seafood, and pasta. Lion Finger can host your party in a private room and offer catering too. Open Monday through Friday 4 to 10, Saturday 4 to 11, and open for lunch every Thursday 11 to 2 and closed on Sunday. Lion Finger Restaurant in East Lounge in the Crossroads in downtown Huron.
At Car Chiropractic, we know sports injuries just on the sideline of the game. Make it sideline your life. Whether you're a weekend warrior, competitive athlete, or just love staying active, getting back to your best is what we do best. Our team of experts will work with you one-on-one to develop a rehab plan that's as unique as you are. Don't let an injury keep you from doing what you love. Call Car Chiropractic today at 605-352-5264 or visit carchiropractic.com.
I keep thinking somebody is back there, but they're actually on the other side.
Dakota Sports KIJD, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to Brookings at the half. It's Brookings 8 here on 6. Brookings with one big play, and that's the difference right now. A 67-yard touchdown run after Huron had taken a lead, and Brookings has pretty much held it on from there, and they lead it 8-6. Let's do a Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update, an 11 AA, couple of finals. Washington from AAA defeated TRES 27-7. Pierre defeated Douglas 49-0. Halftime score, and I thought this one might be interesting. Aberdeen and Watertown are scoreless at halftime, and Sturgis has taken a lead on Spearfish 13-7 at halftime. Halftime, Yankton leads Mitchell 28-0. In AAA, O'Gorman defeated Roosevelt 42-9. Sioux Falls Jefferson knocked off top-ranked Brandon Valley 24-21. Second quarter, Rapid City Central leads Rapid City Stevens 19-0. In early second quarter, Lincoln and Harrisburg already have each put up 3 touchdowns, and they're tied at 21. Take a look at some other scores from around the area. Midway through the third quarter, Sully Buttes is taking control, 34-0 over Hitchcock-Tulare. And Sioux Falls Lutheran late in the first half is leading Iroquois Lake Preston 42-6. In 9 AA halftime, Elkton Lake Benton leading DeSmit 35-0. In 11B, Winner leads Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central 20-12 with 3 minutes to go in the game. That's our game over on KOKK, and that's your Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. At the half, it's Brookings 8, Huron 6. We'll take another timeout of 2 minutes, and we'll run down the stats, the scoring, and more as we continue here on this football Thursday night from Brookings. 2-minute timeout on Dakota Sports.
Great teams need more than talent. They need leadership, positivity, and the power of preferred groups. At Ravine Creek Ranch, for this offspring of raising Woodford cattle takes commitment and care, the same qualities that make great students and athletes. Lead by example, stay positive, and give it your all, on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. The Bishops at Ravine Creek Ranch are proud supporters of the Huron Conference.
God, Bobby's Pizza of Huron offers dining, carry-out for fast delivery. Every day for delivery or carry-out, you can call at 352-6925. Not sure what to order from the delicious menu? Then dine in and try the famous God Bobby's Buffet, featuring a variety of pizza slices, tasty chicken, and many salads and desserts to choose from. But locally owned, so stop in and say hi to Derek and the rest of the pizza crew. We're located on 295, 21st Street in Huron. Godfather's Pizza. Give them a call, 352-6925.
The Huron Eye Clinic is proud to sponsor the Huron Tigers. The doctors and staff at the Huron Eye Clinic are committed to providing quality service and products to their patients in Huron and surrounding areas. The Huron Eye Clinic offers comprehensive eye exams, contact lens exams, infant seed screenings, LASIK consultations, ocular disease services, and pediatric eye care. Stop in at the office at 1288 Dakota Avenue South to make an appointment, or call the Huron Eye Clinic today at 605-352-4181.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance your existing home? I'm Henry Olson, your local mortgage loan officer at American Bank and Trust in Huron. Whether it's a conventional loan with local servicing, VA, everything, rural development, jumbo, or a home equity line of credit, I'm here to help you find the right fit. Let's make your home goals happen. Apply today at mortgagewithjamie.com or call 353-2818. American Bank and Trust, where your journey begins. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV.
Welcome back to Brookings at the half. It's Brookings 8, Huron 6, and I haven't done a very good job of figuring out my stats here during the break. So we'll run down the scoring here. We'll take another break, then run down the stats as well. Not much scoring, obviously. One touchdown on each side. Huron scored first with 4:22 to go in the first half. I believe it was a fourth and about 4 play for Huron from the 9-yard line. And Anderson Porish under pressure, he was going down. I think he had his back to the end zone, and he just flipped it up over his head. He did have Riley Winiger wide open over on the right side, and Winiger caught it for the touchdown. Huron did miss the extra point. That extra point's been a bit of an issue this year for the Huron Tigers. Huron led 6-0, but that lead was very short on the ensuing kickoff. The first snap after the kickoff, Brookings quarterback Gavin Anderson ran the option. I don't think he was ever touched. He went 67 yards for a touchdown to tie it at 6. Then Huron had too many guys on the field when Brookings was setting up for the extra point, so they moved it to the 1.5-yard line, and Brookings took the kicking team off, brought in the offense, and Bergen Tetzloff took it in from 1.5 yards out, and it was 8-6. Huron then had another deep penetration. They were down inside the 30-yard line, but a second fumble of the first half was covered by Brookings, and that kept us here at the half here, 8-6 in favor of Brookings. We'll take another timeout of 2 minutes. We'll run down the stats. 2 minutes on Dakota Sports.
Part of the Huron community and the Huron area high school athletes all season long. At Wishbone, they believe in supporting local, which is why you'll find South Dakota favorites on their shelves, from wines and meats to hometown snacks. They have great in-store savings and new products with updates shared on their Facebook page. Follow them on Facebook and stop in today to shop local, save more, and enjoy the best from South Dakota at Wishbone Market.
Wilbur Ellis is a leading provider of innovative solutions in plant protection, plant nutrition, and field technology. They offer premier products and one-on-one relationships with local field experts to help their customers grow. Wilbur Ellis is committed to bringing you and your operation new and innovative ideas. Contact your local Wilbur Ellis specialist today to find out how to maximize your return on investment. Wilbur Ellis wishes all area high school athletes the best of luck this season.
Stop in for a free insurance review with Blaine Anderson of Farmers Union Insurance. Auto, home, farm, life, and business. Become a certified policyholder with Farmers Union Insurance. Farmers Union Insurance, Blaine Anderson, 1835 Arizona Avenue, Southwest in Huron.
Looking for personal lines of barrel such as t-shirts, sweatshirts, and beauty sports, of course. Plus signs, logos, and lighting graphics and props. Beauty sports, of course. Proud sponsor of the Tigers, Beauty Sports, downtown Huron. Within the 130 stores in 12 states, the single name is the buying power to bring you the best values from the nation's top furniture brands. Timberland is America's #1 dealer for lazy-low furniture. Timberland is also the Midwest's largest retailer for Sealy, Simmons, Jones & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Timberland Huron is completely locally owned and operated. Our staff, including Simmons and delivery, is made up entirely of local leaders in Huron. So for the best brands at the best prices from one truly local stores, turn to Sweeten on Furniture of Huron.
Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to SDSU here on Tiger Football at the half. It's 8-6 in favor of Brookings. Went down the scoring. Here's the stats. Brookings has 108 yards on the ground. They did not complete a pass in the first half, so you take out one play, and Huron's defense did the job in the first half. Unfortunately, that one play went for a long touchdown. Brookings has 108 yards on the ground, and again, no air passing. Gus Armenta had 2 carries for 11 yards. Bergen Tetzloff, 8 carries for 17 yards. Gavin Anderson, 4 carries for 75 yards. So he had 3 for 8 and 1 for 67. Owen Hoppy had 1 carry for 5 yards. 3 first downs in the first half for Brookings. For Huron, 99 yards on the ground, 65 through the air. Running the ball, Mason Juergens, 2 carries, -1. Landon Hull, 7 carries for 27 yards. Anderson Porish, his best night running the ball. Brookings really been keying on Landon Hull, and Porish has read it well with 10 carries for 73 yards. Throwing the ball, Porish was 5 of 9 for 65 yards and threw the touchdown pass to Riley Winiger. Of course, Huron missing the extra point. 8 first downs in the first half for Huron. Time of possession at the first quarter was lopsided to Brookings. The second quarter was lopsided to Huron. But at the end, Huron has about a 4-minute time of possession advantage. Huron 13 minutes, 57 seconds, and Brookings 10 minutes and 3 seconds. And that's the halftime stats, with Brookings leading Huron 8-6. Neither team's back out on the field, so we're still probably about 6 minutes before we start the second half. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll run down any scores we can find. And 2-minute break now on Dakota Sports.
We have the Dairy Queen of Huron. The August blizzard of the month is Reese's Caramel Craze, and it's only for a limited time, so get your new favorite blizzard today. For birthdays or anniversaries, or for any occasion, get a VQ cake. Call 352-5097 or shop in and order one for your party. Treat yourself and then reward yourself with the VQ app and download it today and save. Dairy Queen of Huron is open every day of the week for lunch, dinner, or an anytime snack. Dairy Queen of Huron.
Are your cans performing to their full potential? Does the ration provide everything they need? But the experienced feed consultants at Dakota Land Feed help you get the performance you want and the service you deserve. With the ability to balance rations for every stage of a calf's life, the feed consultants provide valuable information to support your operation. They strive to provide best-in-class service and knowledge you can count on. Dakota Land Feed, your local feed supplier. Playing the game means bumps, bruises, and breaks happen. Lean on Huron Regional Medical Center Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Orthopedic surgeons Dr. Kevin Hofer and Dr. Todd Anderson, along with the Pro Rehab Physical Therapy teams, are here to get you back in your game. Schedule an appointment at HuronRegional.org, because when it comes to your health, the right care is right here. Best of luck to our area athletes from Huron Regional Medical Center. 1919 root beer is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. Their unique recipe and choice ingredients make 1919 root beer the creamiest, full-body draft root beer available. Pick up 1919 root beer, distributed by Elwine Brothers, at your favorite convenience store or grocery store in Huron. Elwine Brothers wishes the Huron Tigers the best of luck. Go Tigers!
You're listening to the Huron Tigers on Dakota Sports KIJV.
Welcome back to Brookings. Halftime score, Bobcats 8, Huron Tigers 6. Let's do a 7 Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. An 11 AA final, Washington 27, T-Area 7. Pierre shut out Douglas 49-0. Aberdeen and Watertown still at halftime scoreless. And Sturgis at halftime leading Spearfish 13-7. Early second half, Yankton 34, Mitchell 0. 11 AAA, O'Gorman defeated Roosevelt 42-9. Sioux Falls Jefferson handed Brandon Valley their first loss of the season. I don't believe there's any AAA teams undefeated anymore. Jefferson edged Brandon Valley 24-21. Halftime, Rapid City Central 19, Rapid City Stevens 0. And boy, they're having a shootout at Howard Wood midway through the second quarter. Lincoln 28, Harrisburg 21. Look at some of the other scores, and our game over on KOKK has went final, and winner knocked off Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central 20-12 to advance. Well, a week ago today, the Bucks were sitting 7-0, then dropped the last two games of the season, and the season comes to a disappointing finish. Other scores in 11B, Mount Vernon Plankinton, who beats the Bucks last week. They're up big on Mobridge, 40-12. Elk Point Jefferson, top ranked, leads Flandreau with 35-6 halftime. St. Thomas More leads Hot Springs 17-7 at halftime. Clark Willow Lake 22, Groton 0 at halftime. Dual 22, McCook Central Montrose 14 at halftime. Halftime, Wagner 27, Chamberlain 0, and halftime, Sioux Valley and Parker are tied at 8. In 9B, Del Rapids St. Mary, top seed, rolled over Irene Wakanda 72-6. Harriet Selby leading Canastota early fourth quarter 20-0. Into the third, Sully Buttes leads Hitchcock Tulare 34-0. Avon at halftime leads Old Hammer Mona Rutland 44-0. Early second half, Kadoka 20, Corsica Stickney 16. Sioux Falls Lutheran halftime leads Iroquois Lake Preston 42-6. Coleman Egan 42, Arlington 0 started the second half. Late in the first half, Fulton 54, Burke 16. And that is your Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. Yep, the official just jumped in there real quick like. So big here to start the second half. Brookings an 8-6 lead, and they will get the ball first to start the second half. So Huron will need to stiffen up on defense. And again, like I said, doing the stats, Huron did their job defensively except for one play. And because of that one play, they are trailing here as we head on into the second half. Quickly on tackles, Oakley Anderson, 5 tackles, 4 for Cooper Bischoff. Cash Sather with 5, Mason Mathis 4 for Brookings. Porish will kick off and do a line drive kick. Gonna hit inside the 20, picked up at the 17. Up the middle, and a little roll there, and finally tackle made, and the ball came out. Huron says they have it. The return was by Mendering, and Huron saying they have it, and there's been no signal. And again, here, this will be the second time if Huron doesn't get it where they think they forced a fumble. And Huron has the ball. So that's exactly how you want the second half to start. Huron covers a fumble on the second half kickoff, and just like that, Huron will have the ball first and 10 at the Brookings 26-yard line. Took a while to file through it, but Brookings on a fumble, and Huron will have the ball first and 10, 9 seconds into the second half. First turnover of the game for Brookings, and Huron with the ball from the Brookings 26-yard line. In the shotgun is Anderson Porish. Straight drop, and he's looking over the middle, overthrown, intercepted. He was looking for his brother, and that was way over his head. And jumping up high to catch the ball, I believe it was number 19, Kingston Schneider. So 15 seconds in each team with a turnover. And Brookings gets the ball right back with 11:45 to go in the third quarter. Now that one will look like trouble right away because I could see it was not going to be on target. Huron with 3 turnovers here in the game. Brookings now is pinned back. They have it first and 10 at their own 6-yard line. Empty backfield, and Tetzloff now here's a flag as Brookings did a shift, and they're going to call procedure on Brookings as they're back in that rugby formation. Again, I think I don't know how much Brookings has run this year.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 53. That penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal, first down.
I don't know how much they've run this. Strand didn't say anything about it. And it's pretty much, to me, a page out of the Sturgis playbook, what they like to run with Sully Jost. And they're in there with that rugby formation, a shift to the left, and Tetzloff to take the shotgun. And the ball's on the ground again. I don't think the snap ever got there. I think Tetzloff got on it, and he did fall on it on the end zone. But Brookings flirting with disaster, and boy, that ball is as close as it could get to the goal line without being on the goal line. It'll be second down for Brookings from the 1 yard line. In fact, like I said, the nose of the ball is barely not touching the goal line. So Brookings, now Gavin Anderson has come back in as there's going to be a loss on the play. It'll be second down and 21 for Brookings, or excuse me, second down and 16, and from the end zone, the handoff to the back, and he'll get a yard or two out of that. I believe Bischoff was in on the stop for the Tigers. Schulte with the carry that time. That was his first carry of the game, came in a precarious spot. He did get a yard out of it, though. And it'll be second down for Brookings from the 2 yard line. They have to get to about the 17 for the first down. And everybody in the backfield is in the end zone here on second down from the 2. And Anderson going to keep it, just tuck it under to the left. He's past the 5 and then stopped at about the 7. And we'll set up a third down for Brookings. Or is that fourth down? Brookings is bringing in. Oh, that was fourth down. Hey, this guy. They're changing everything. I thought it was third down, too. Oh, okay. Hey, we'll take a Jeremy Hofer on the tackle, and Huron can envision some good field position. I thought that was third down. I forgot about the fumble is probably what happened there. So it looks like Huron's going to try and set up a return, and now we have another whistle as the punt was being snapped. Now I see a Huron player clapping about something. So I don't think anything happened after that, or does somebody just not have their mouthpiece in? In any case, now Brookings is going to punt with the punter right back to the end line. Now Huron is going to come after it, but they get the punt off. It's a line drive. Schultz lets it bounce, and he'll pick it up at the 45, and he fumbles. But I think Huron got on top of it. Well, Schultz decided he didn't want to let it roll anymore, and I think Jeremy Hofer got on top of it. Both teams are living dangerously, to say the least. But Huron will get the ball back. And in good field position at the 47-yard line. 9:25 to go in the third quarter. Both teams, again, are living dangerously here. But Huron with the ball, first and 10 at the Brookings 47. Straight up the middle, Holst. He's past the 40 and close to the first down. I think he got the first down. Holst has his best carry of the game. He hasn't had a lot of carries, but again, Brookings has been keying on him, and Porish has been able to take advantage of that. Gain of 11, first and 10 at the 36 for Huron. We're early in the second half. Still Brookings 8, Huron 6. We've had a couple of turnovers already here in the third quarter, and both teams have been living a little dangerously. And up the middle again, Hulse breaks through to the 30, tripped up. Ball came out, but they had him down. And again, that's a couple of times that Hulse has had an ankle tackle, or else he would have had a lot more room to go. Hulse gets 8 on that play. It'll be second and 2, and Huron quickly back to the line on second and 2 from the 28. Now Porish keeps it up the middle, past the 20, past the 15. Big play Huron. It'll be first and 10 at about the 13 for Huron. And down to the 14 is where we'll put it. So a gain of 14 on the play for Porish.
Timeout for injured player.
And Brookings has an injured player coming off, and I believe that was number 26, Mason Mathis, who had quite a few tackles in the first half for the Bobcats. First and 10 Huron from the 14-yard line is a couple of runs, and they're in the red zone again, but got to take advantage of it. In the pistol, 2 receivers left, 1 right on the first and 10 from the 14. Hulst up the middle again, squirts through down to about the 11. Had a nice little cutback there, but about 3 on the play, well defended by the Bobcats. Gain of 3, it'll be 2nd and 7 from the 11-yard line for the Huron Tigers, wearing all white tonight. We're early in the second half. Brookings leading 8-6. 2nd and 7 from the 11, slot left, 1 receiver right. Shotgun for Porish, motion. That is Juergens, and they'll run the option right. Here's the flip back to Juergens, turns up inside the 10, down at about the 8. Brookings strung it out nicely. Held it to a minimal gain of 3 on the play for Juergens, and here on a 3rd and 5 from the 9-yard line. So 2 down territory, I'm sure, here for Huron. 3rd and 5 from the 9. Clock rolls with 7:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Brookings a 2-point lead. Slot left, 1 receiver right. And Huron in the pistol. Now they're looking at the sideline. Porish has some instructions for the line. And Porish straight ahead up the middle to the 5, and he's very close to the first down. Again, Anderson Porish has been an effective running weapon, and they do say it is a first down, and Huron has a 1st and goal from about the 3-yard line. First and goal Huron from the 3. Taking advantage of, well, Brookings got backed up after Huron threw an interception. Again, Huron needs to convert on this. First and goal from the 4. Shotgun with Hulst right beside Porish. Brookings coming up on the line. Inside handoff to Hulst. Not much. Gets a yard or 2. It'll be 2nd and goal as Brookings had the tackle there. Bryce Redlinger. Gain of 1 is about it. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line for the Huron Tigers. Clock rolls. We're midway through the 3rd quarter. Still Brookings a 2-point lead at 8-6. Slot left. And shotgun, bad snap, and Porish is going to have to go cover it all the way back to the 16. Oh, my goodness. When it rains, it pours. A negative play when you least needed it, and all of a sudden, Huron goes 2nd and goal at the 2 to 3rd and goal at the 16. A loss of 14 on the play. And it'll be 3rd and goal from the 16 for the Huron Tigers. Still 2 down territory, I'm sure, but now it's a lot more difficult for Huron. Huron just having negative plays, and we just haven't had a lot of negative plays this season. Huron, little confusion on where to go in the formation. 8 seconds on the play clock, and now Huron's going to take a timeout. Huron never looked like they were on the same page there.
Huron. First timeout of the half.
Timeout Huron. It's going to be 3rd and goal at the 16. Timeout 30 on Dakota Sports.
Northern Center for Recreation in Huron is your ultimate destination for fun and fitness. Challenge yourself and get fit with a fitness class that fits your schedule. The Northern Center offers water classes, weight and cardio classes, bicycle spin classes, and more. These fitness classes are led by the Northern Center's expert instructors. Sign up for a fitness class today. The Northern Center for Recreation, where the fun never ends.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJZ are your home for Huron Tiger Sports.
Welcome back to Brookings. Huron Tigers, boy, they're just making mistakes tonight that we just haven't seen that much of this season. 3 turnovers and now a bad snap turns a 2nd and goal at the 2 to a 3rd and goal back at the 16, but still 2 tries here for Huron. Using their first time out there, Porish going to roll to the right. He's going to throw to the back of the end zone. Incomplete. It was in traffic. Huron did have a shot at that. I believe that was Hulse that was the intended target, or Juergens, one of the two. That 9 and 5 really is a problem. I think it was Juergens. Now, incomplete any way you look at it. 4th and goal from the 16. They have to score. Clock stops with 4:59 to go in the third quarter. Well, Huron's just had so many opportunities. Can they capitalize here? We'll see where Blake Elwine goes. Blake's going to go wide to the right. Brookings is backed up to the 5-yard line. 4th and goal from the 16. Porish steps up. He's looking, throws over the middle, and nobody home. And Huron cannot convert. Had 1st and goal at the 2, and they do not score. And Brookings takes over with 4:53 to go in the third quarter and still leading by a score of 8-6. So Brookings will take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line with 4:53 to go in the third quarter. Brookings doesn't have much to show here in the second half, but they haven't had the ball much. They're in the pistol with 2 receivers right on 1st and 10 from the 16. Handoff in the backfield, and Huron's going to make the tackle for the loss. 3 white jerseys were there. See, Juergens was in on the stop. I believe Hulst was in on the stop, and there was a third party there as well. Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12 for Brookings, back at the 14-yard line. Now they'll go pistol with receivers left, receivers right. And Gavin Anderson, straight drop. He's going to throw to the near sideline, and one hops it to his receiver over there, Kingston Schneider. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 12, Brookings, back at the 14-yard line. Brookings still has not completed a pass yet. In fact, they had the one explosive play, and that's been the difference in the game. Gavin Anderson, that 67-yard run in the second quarter. Brookings only 3 first downs here in the game. 3rd and 12 from the 14-yard line in the pistol. Slots left and right for the Brookings Bobcats. Anderson, straight drop, and he's going to step up in the pocket. Now rolling right, flag on the play, and he'll be tackled back at the 10-yard line for a sack, but there's a flag upfield. That comes in the neighborhood where there might be a pass interference. Oakley Anderson with the sack, but we'll check this out first. Brookings will have to punt depending on which way this flag goes. They had a couple of Huron players kind of looking at each other as that flag came out. And now we're having more discussion, and we'll see what the call is from the field.
Illegal use of hands, defense number 9. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, 3rd down.
And Huron just continues to make mistakes. A legal use of hands, 10-yard penalty. Not a first down, but now Brookings has a 3rd down and 2, and here comes, I'm sure, the rugby formation, actually about 3rd and 1 after the 10-yard penalty. And 3rd and 1 for Brookings from the 25-yard line. Huron had a chance to get off the field. Instead, Brookings has a chance to get a first down as they're in the scrum formation. And straight up the middle, Tetzloff, he's got the first down. Flag comes in at the end of the play, so check that out. 3:56 to go in the third quarter. It's a first down for now for Brookings as they spot the ball up to the 27. Huron changing some personnel. I don't know if that means anything. We'll get the call.
Face mask, defense. 5-yard penalty at the end of the run. First down.
Huron continues to make those mistakes. A 5-yard incidental face mask. And Brookings has their first down of the second half. And that brings the ball out to the 32-yard line. 3:55 to go, third quarter. Clock rolls. Brookings 8, Huron 6. Final game of the regular season. They'll stay in the rugby formation. Tetzloff signals for the shift, and he'll run straight up the middle. Kind of ran over his own guy. Huron tried to strip it. They'll mark him down at about the 34, a gain of 2. And it'll be second down at 8. At some point, Tetzloff's going to jump up and do like a jump pass or something off of that. You just got to figure. I think he did start the pass one time, but the play got stopped or something. Second and 8, Brookings now at the 34-yard line in their own end of the field. Bobcats, again, stay in that rugby formation on second down. They shift to the left. Tetzloff in the shotgun. He's going to roll to the left, put the shoulder down past the 35 up to about the 38-yard line. That'll get him about 4 yards, and it'll be a 3rd and 4 for the Bobcats at the 38-yard line. Right now, I don't see Brookings changing any personnel as Tetzloff stays on the field. So 3rd and 4, and a chance for the Tiger defense again to get off the field. They thought they were off once, but then a penalty negated a positive play. And they do stay with that power formation. Again, as I just call it, the rugby. Tetzloff in the shotgun with the shift to the right. Tetzloff going to the right, and he's hit behind the line, and he won't get there as he stopped at the 40. Somebody got him down low right away. I think it was Oakley Anderson, and there was a big crowd in the middle of there as Cooper Bischoff, who's had a nice game defensively, he was in on that, as was, I believe, Jeremy Hofer. 4th and 2 from the 40-yard line, and right now, Brookings is keeping the offense on the field. 4th and 2 from their own 40. See if they run the play or they're just trying to draw Huron off. Brookings has nothing to lose here in my eyes. 4th and 2 from the 40. Long count, and they do snap it. Now a flag on the play, and that almost means it has to be a false start on Brookings. Now, if that's the case, it probably will bring the punt unit in.
Dead ball, false start. Offense, number 3. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Now a key penalty on the Bobcats, and now Brookings will bring the punt unit in. 5th penalty, 33 yards on Brookings. Now Huron has 2 players back. Schultz is one, and either Juergens or Holst is the other. Snap on target. Now another flag right at the snap of the punt.
Dead ball, false start. Offense,
back-to-back false starts on Brookings.
4th down.
So they went from 4th and 2 to 4th and 12 back at the 30. And Huron will look to get the ball back with 1:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Snap on target, not much rush, and a high kick. Schultz with the fair catch, and he goes to a knee, bobbles, but covers it at the 33-yard line. We're continuing to live dangerously, but Huron does get the ball back with 1:19 to go in the 3rd quarter, and Brookings still leading 8-6. So Huron Tigers take over at their own 33-yard line. This is by far their worst starting field position here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10, Huron at the 33. Porish keeps it, left side, big hole to the 40, to the 45, skips out of bounds at the 49. That'll be a gain of 16 for Porish, and a 1st down for Huron. Huron now with 4 first downs in the 2nd half. And gain of 16. And the Tigers have the ball near midfield again. 1st and 10 at their own 49, late 3rd quarter. Brookings still leading 8-6. Huron goes trips right. 1 receiver left on 1st and 10. Porish in the shotgun, wants to pass. Straight drop. Middle screen, but it was deflected, well defended by the Bobcats in the middle. Zach Hageman put a hand up as they were trying to set up the middle screen to Holst. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 49. And I think it would have been open for Holst too if the ball had not been deflected, but it was, and Brookings is making plays. 2nd and 10, clock stops with 1:08 to go, third quarter. Brookings 8, Huron 6. Trips right, one receiver left. And the shotgun for Porish on 2nd and 10. Porish looking right. Now he's going to throw over the middle. Pass is complete, bobbled. Short of the first down as Tetzloff stops the receiver in his tracks. That was Riley Winiger with the catch, but does make it 3rd and manageable for Huron. And the ball in Brookings territory to the 42, gain of 9. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Huron from the 42-yard line. Clock down to 40 seconds to go, third quarter. And Huron again in Brookings territory. Brookings 1 first down here in the second half, and that came on a Huron penalty. 3rd and 1, and inside handoff, and drop for a loss is Holst as Tetzloff jumped in there unblocked. Loss of 4 on the play. It'll be 4th and 5 for Huron back at the 46-yard line. That could take us to the end of the third quarter. Brookings leads 8-6 as we head to the fourth. We'll take a timeout of 1 minute on Dakota Sports on Tiger.
This is the end of the third quarter. Media timeout.
Because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Brian Davidson will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family, no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance can mean everything. Call today, because like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Experience delicious. Experience Lion Tanger Restaurant in East Lounge. They specialize in steaks, burgers, seafood, and pasta. Lion Tanger can host your party in a private room and offer catering too. Open Monday through Friday 4 to 10, Saturday 4 to 11, and open for lunch every Thursday 11 to 2 and closed on Sunday. Lion Tanger Restaurant in East Lounge in the Crossroads in downtown Huron.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM, 3 FM.
Welcome back to Brookings. We start the fourth quarter, still 8-6 Bobcats. Huron just has made too many mistakes tonight. But hey, they're only down 2. So a 7 Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Again, finals, Washington 27, T-Area 7. Pierre defeated Douglas 49-0. Early fourth quarter, Aberdeen and Watertown are tied at 7. Early fourth quarter, Sturgis still leading Spearfish 13-9. Late in the game, Yankton 40, Mitchell 7. Looks like we have a longer break here in the fourth quarter, or in between quarters here. And see if we can check in some other scores. Late in the game, Sully Butte's ready to advance. They lead Hitchcock-Tulare 42-8. Midway through the fourth quarter, Sioux Falls Lutheran 48, Iroquois Lake Preston 6. Elkton Lake Benton leading DeSmet 49-0 late in the game. In 11B, the game we had over on KOKK, Winter defeated Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central 20-12, and that's your 7 Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. So big play here for now. It looks like Huron has the offense on the field to go for it on actually about 4th and 5 from just outside the 45-yard line. So big play here on the first one snap of the fourth quarter. Trips left. 2 receivers right. Empty backfield for Porish. We haven't seen this much today. Straight drop, and Porish will look over the middle, deflected by Tetzloff, and Huron turns it over on downs, and Brookings is going to get their best field position of the second half near midfield and leading 8-6. So now the Huron defense will be asked again to stop the Brookings offense, and well, basically they've stopped Brookings all but one play in this game. But now Brookings, as I said, easily their best starting field position of the game, or of the second half at the 45, 1st and 10. They're in the pistol, and Anderson, the quarterback, hands off to the tailback up the middle, and tackle made by Ben Cardona after a gain about 3 up the middle. On the carry was Ben Schulte. I believe that was his second carry of the game. He gets 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. This game is where Brookings wants it. Coach Strand said Brookings needs a low-scoring game. They depend on their defense. And, well, that has played out perfectly on the Bobcat script. 2nd and 6 from the 49. They stay in the pistol with Gavin Anderson. He'll pitch it and turn the corner. Schulte past the 50, cuts back. He's got the first down. He breaks away, and he's in the loose. One man to beat, 15-10-5, touchdown. Poor tackling by the Huron Tigers, and Brookings goes up 14-6, and they have a chance to make it a 2-score game. A second big play by Brookings, and boy, Huron, it's just been a frustrating night, but give Brookings credit, they're making the plays. Schulte, a 51-yard touchdown run, and it's 14-6. And an extra point would make it a 2-possession game for the Bobcats. Still plenty of time left, 11:03. The Tigers got to start getting things going here. Brookings kicks the extra point, up and good. 15-6, Brookings up by 9 early fourth quarter. Timeout 30 on Dakota Sports.
And outdoor patios, as well as commercial and industrial spaces. Call 605-252-5776 for a free estimate. It's a phrase of 13 plus helps get great looking, durable surfaces in epoxy flooring. The owner and operator visited at 201 Market Street East. Check out the website at 13plus.net. And also the proud sponsor of Huron Tiger Sports.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJZ.
Well, now the Huron Tigers have their work cut out for them. Something that hasn't happened much here since the beginning of the season. The Huron Tigers trail in the fourth quarter and trail by 2 scores. And it is shoddy tackling there. Schulte looked like he was tackled at the 50, spun out of it, went against the grain, and there was nobody left to make the play. And now Huron down 9, so they have to score twice. But as the old saying goes, you can't score twice till you score once. And that needs to start here as Brookings will kick off to Huron with Holst and Juergens back deep to receive. Johnson will kick the ball away for Brookings. A squib going to be scooped up at the 26-yard line to the 30, up to the 35, and ooh, that was close to a late hit out there, but we'll go 1st and 10 as I believe that was Parker Bischoff on the return for Huron. So Huron 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line, and again now down 2 scores. Got to get something to happen here. Now, you got plenty of time. You got your timeouts, but you can only envision so many more possessions in the game. In the shotgun, 1st and 10, and Hull straight up the middle. Nothing there as Brookings swallows him up. First guy in was Owen Whiteeyes for the Bobcats. He'll get a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 36-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go in the game. Brookings now leads 15-6. Tigers slot right, one receiver to the left. And in the shotgun, Holst right beside Porish on 2nd and 9. Porish straight drop, three-man rush, gonna throw far sideline, going for Elwine. Jumps in the air, tips and incomplete. He had a defender in front of him, and the ball did go up in the air, but incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9 for Huron back at the 36-yard line. Porish just 1 of 5 passing here in the second half. Now a big play here for Huron, down 2 scores. Again, there's time, but we're starting to lose daylight on this. 3rd and 9 from the 36-yard line. In the shotgun, Anderson Porish has a slot left, one receiver right. Straight drop for Porish. He's going to throw deep near sideline. There's Elwine again, and in and out of his hands, but flag on the play. That'll be pass interference. Elwine up and had a few words with the defensive back there, Jones Huntemer. And Huntemer, he had his hands all over Elwine. We'll make sure, but I'm
pass
sure.
Interference,
yep.
number 15, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And I know I'm wearing black and orange, but a good call because Huntemer had his hands all over him and wasn't looking back at the ball. So 15 yards against Brookings. Huron gets the first down, 7th penalty, 53 yards on Brookings, and Huron in Brookings territory, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Shotgun for Porish. Snap, swings it to the right, trying to get that bubble to Juergens to the 45, runs into his own guy, tackled out of bounds, and back into the game for Brookings, by the way, making the tackle, Mason Mathis. He hobbled off. I think that was in the second quarter. And going to go about 8 yards on the gain to the 41. It'll be 2nd and 2 for Huron. From the Brookings 41-yard line. And straight ahead is Hulse, bounces off, tries to turn the corner, has the corner, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, knocked out of bounds inside the 15. Best run of the night for Hulst as he just bounced it out, and Huron another first down as they will spot it at the 12. That's a gain of 29 for Landon Hulst. And Huron 1st and 10 at the 12. Huron's been here before. You gotta capitalize. 1st and 10 from the 12, 9.5 minutes to go in the game. Slot right, one receiver left. Here comes motion, that's Juergens. They'll run the option to the left. And Porish now pitches to Juergens, turns the corner, touchdown. Porish held the ball. He had Hulst leading the way. And Juergens scores from 12 yards out, and Huron answers and pulls within 3, 15-12. See what Huron does on the extra point. Again, these point afters have been an issue this year for Huron. And it does appear that the offense is staying in. Huron will go for 2. 9:18 to go in the game. Huron is pulled within 3. And a 2-point conversion attempt for the Huron Tigers. Well, the penalty had a big part of that, but Huron scores in less than 2 minutes. Now the 2-pointer. Porish in the shotgun will roll it to the left again. He's a straight run. He turns to the pylon in for the score, and Huron pulls within 1, 15-14. 9:18 to go in the game. Timeout of 30 on Dakota Sports. "30 seconds on Dakota Sports."
Our chiropractor, we know sports injuries just on the sideline of the game. They can sideline for life. Whether you're a weekend warrior, competitive athlete, or just just love staying active. Getting back to your best is what we do best. Our team of experts will work with you one-on-one to develop a rehab plan that's as unique as you are. Don't let an injury keep you from doing what you love. Call Car Chiropractic today at 605-352-5264 or visit carchiropractic.com.
630 Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
9 o'clock, KIJV, AM, FM, Huron. Huron Tigers are within 1, 15-14. So see if Huron can ride some momentum now as Porish will kick the ball off to the Bobcats. I presume it's still Schulte who scored the last touchdown, and Mendering back deep to receive for Brookings, but Huron usually doesn't kick long anyway. So Porish with the kickoff. Going to be a squibber and bounce, and finally picked up at the 18. That's Mendering. He comes back across the field, breaks a tackle, finally going to be rode down at the 27-yard line. That was Bryson North with the special teams tackle for Huron, number 68. And Brookings will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Brookings a 1-point lead, 15-14. A missed extra point by Huron is the difference. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line, Brookings Bobcats. And, well, here we are with Tetzloff and the rugby formation. He's going to go to the left, turns upfield, and he'll get a couple of yards. On the tackle, Oakley Anderson up to about the 28-yard line. That was just a gain of 1, 2nd and 9, and it looks like that Tetzloff formation will stay in here as he looks back to the sideline. 8:45 to go in the game, 15-14 Brookings. 2nd and 9 from their own 28-yard line. Again, Brookings has broken 2 big runs, and they have come in their regular offense. Well, they have the 3 blocking backs to the left for Tetzloff. On 2nd and 9, inside handoff, they do a reverse, and Huron snuffs it out. They do get a couple of yards off it. Good second effort by Jay Harris. Then a flag comes in at the end of the play. Bischoff and Anderson on the tackle. It's a gain of 4. And it looks like this may go against Huron, just looking at the reaction of Oakley Anderson and Mason Juergens too. So a flag at the end of the play, and boy, you got to keep your heads out there, boys. This looked like it was after the play. Well, make the call.
After the play is over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 64. That's a 15-yard penalty to be added to the end of the run. First down.
So a first down for Brookings on the 15-yard penalty, so it is a 4-yard gain for Harris. And then the ball goes up to the 46-yard line, and that's where the Bobcats will have the ball, 1st and 10. So Brookings has basically have a touchdown and 2 first downs by penalty, and that's been their offense in the second half. Obviously, that touchdown, a big play. But Brookings now gets the ball out to the 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Now they're in the regular offense with Gavin Anderson at quarterback in the pistol formation. And Anderson going to keep it. Big hole left side to the 45, and he's close. Looks like he has the first down. He sucked it inside, then went outside. And they'll move the sticks, 11-yard gain for Gavin Anderson, and that's the first offensive first down Brookings has had here in the second half. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Huron 42-yard line. So penalties have loomed big here on both sides in the fourth quarter. We're down to 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Brookings a 1-point lead. And they'll come out again in the pistol. Basically a pistol I on 1st and 10 at the 42. Gavin Anderson's actually been their most effective runner tonight. And he'll keep it. Looking up the middle, waits, now cuts in, caught from behind. He's going to get about 5 yards out of it, though. Oakley Anderson able to dive on him low, and Noah Owen got him up top, but still 5 yards. 2nd and 5 from the 37-yard line. 15-14 Brookings, 6:45 to go in the game. Brookings used to playing in tight games. I know they beat Aberdeen with 14 seconds left on a Tetzlaff run. 3 of their 4 losses have been 7 points or less. 2nd and 5 from the 37-yard line. They stay in the pistol with a shift to the right and up the middle, and nothing doing that time for the back, and that was number 28, Schulte. He ran into Bischoff, and Charlie Martin will give him a yard on the play and set up a 3rd and 4, I would imagine, 2-down territory for the Brookings Bobcats here. They're at the 36, need to get to the 32 for the first down. 3rd and 4. We're inside of 6 minutes to go in the game. Brookings protecting a 1-point lead. Now we're back with the Tetzlaff formation. They do a shift to the left, and Tetzlaff straight up the middle and keeps the legs churning, and he'll get the first down. It amounts to a tush push, if nothing else. Tackle made by Riley Winiger. Huron plugged it up, but you got to tackle him. Oakley Anderson very slow to get up, and they're going to whistle it, and Oakley Anderson going to have to come off the field. That was a gain of 7 for Tetzlaff. That was actually Tetzlaff's longest run of the night, his 14th carry. And are we going to take a timeout here? Oakley Anderson was slow to get up, and the official told him to go off, and I don't think this is actually a timeout. Huron thinks it is. Well, everybody's gathered. What are we doing here? Make the announcement, let me know. I don't think this is a timeout. So it'll be 1st and 10 Brookings at the 29-yard line, and now leading tackler Oakley Anderson is off the field. Parker Bischoff, the sophomore, comes on the field for the Tigers. And now you start to watch that clock. 5:20 to go in the game, and Brookings, the 1-point lead. And Brookings, right now, they're just standing there. They're going to let the play clock run down and let some time wind off the clock. Now, with the injury timeout, I thought it should have moved to 25 seconds, but evidently not. So the Tetzlaff formation, 1st and 10 from the 29, straight up the middle, runs into a wall, keeps the legs churning. He'll get to about the 25, and my guess is about 14 of the 22 players, and another flag comes out after the play. I was just going to say about 14 of the 22 players were involved in that scrum. Charlie Martin was at the bottom of the pile, and he makes the tackle. And again, this is another extracurricular one after the play, and this time I think it's Brookings backing up. You hear the Bronx cheer across the way from the Huron crowd. And
after the play is over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 53. The down will count, 15-yard penalty will be enforced, 2nd down.
So 15-yard penalty marks the ball back to the 41. It'll be 2nd down and 22 to go, so Tetzlaff got 3 yards out of that. And now with the down counting, it's 2nd down, and now Brookings a little different formation here again, and the officials are making some motions there on who's supposed to be lined up where for Brookings. It's Schulte in the shotgun snap here on 2nd and long. And he's going to roll to the right, and he is going to run it. Has a hole to the 35, finally swallowed up at about the 32. A big hole. It was swallowed up eventually as Mason Juergens on the stop for Huron. And it's going to be 3rd and 14 for Brookings, maybe 3rd and 15, and we have a timeout on the field. Clock down to 4:23 to go in the game. Tiger defense needs a stop here. Timeout on the field at 3rd and 14 at the 33.
Timeout, Huron.
We'll take a timeout.
Second timeout of the half.
30 seconds on Dakota Sports.
4:30. 4:30. Thank you.
Adams quickly was your go-to place for convenient, reliable oil changes. Fast, easy, no-pressure oil changes to your family's vehicle. No appointment needed. See them at 1159 Court Avenue North. With Adam McCall, 352 Road, Kitchen Adams quickly was also has tire repair, batteries, and filters. Both your own and open at 4 a.m. every day except Sundays. Trust your family's vehicle with Adams quickly. 1159 Court Avenue North. Adams quickly is proud sponsor of Tiger Sports.
You're listening to the Huron Tigers on Dakota Sports KIJD.
Timeout Huron. Huron just one timeout remaining. Bobcats have all 3 remaining. 3rd and 14 from the 33-yard line for Brookings. And this, I would imagine, is 2-down territory for the Bobcats. And Gavin Anderson is in there, so they'll run their regular offense here. 3rd and 14 back at the 33-yard line. So big play here for the Huron defense. Well, for the Bobcat offense as well. They're in the pistol on 3rd and 14. Long count by Anderson. And he'll roll to right. They're doing the reverse, coming around the other way. Going to throw the pass to Tetzloff. Did he make the catch? He did. They ran the reverse, and throwing the pass was Jones Hunnemer, who has been a quarterback for the team. That is actually the first completed pass for Brookings tonight, and they get the first down on 3rd and 14. They got 16 on the play, and Brookings with a first down. And now Huron, they got to get stops here. Only one timeout left. Brookings, they might look just to bleed the clock as they do have the Tetzloff formation back in. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Tetzloff to the right, and a whistle and a flag.
Dead ball, full start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty, first down.
False start Brookings. 9 penalties, 73 yards on the Bobcats, so 1st and 15. But again, Brookings, I assume they're going to wind the clock. No, Tetzloff went out of bounds, so the clock is stopped till the ball is snapped. 4:23 remaining in the game. 1st and 15 for Brookings back at the Huron 22-yard line. Brookings has run almost 5 minutes off the clock this possession. The Tetzloff formation, they shift to the left. On 1st and 15, Tetzloff to the left. He's hit, bounces off one guy, then gets stood up. I believe that was Cooper Bischoff again. It was. He's had a nice game on defense, but still about 5 yards just doing power football. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Brookings as they're down to the 16-yard line of Huron. Huron needs to get the ball back, and Brookings just isn't giving the ball to them. Clock rolls inside of 4 minutes to go. 1 point lead Brookings, 15-14. Now it's Schulte's turn to take the direct snap on 2nd and 9. He's going to roll to the right, turns the corner. He has the corner to the 15, then swallowed up. Boy, I thought that was going to open up, but a couple of linebackers got there fairly quickly and made the stop. Oakley, Anderson, Juergens, I believe, on the stop for Huron. Holds it to a gain of about 3 on the play. And at the 14-yard line, it's going to be 3rd and 7 for Brookings. From the 14-yard line, the clock continues to roll. Remember, Huron's only got 1 timeout left. 3 minutes to go in the game, 15-14 Brookings. And again, Brookings going to let that clock run down. Now they huddle up. I thought maybe they were going to let it run down and take a timeout, but now they're going to stay in that Schulte Schulte with the direct snap up the middle, head down, and he's going to be short by about a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 1 or 2, and here comes the timeout by Huron, I assume, and the game could come down to this play.
Timeout, Huron, 3rd and final timeout of the half.
2:41 to go in the game. Brookings is going to have a 4th and 2 just inside the 10. We'll take a timeout of 30 on Dakota Sports.
Great teams need more than talent. They need leadership, positivity, and the power of preferred beef. At Ravine Creek Ranch, for this off-season, raising Hereford cattle takes commitment and care, the same qualities that make great students and athletes. Lead by example, stay positive, and give it your all on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. The Bishops at Ravine Creek Ranch are proud supporters of the Huron Tigers.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJZ are your home for Huron Tiger sports.
Huron out of timeouts. Brookings 15, Huron 14. Huge play here for the Tiger defense. They need a stop, and I would imagine we're going to see the Tetzloff offense, the rugby. It's 4th and 2 at the 9-yard line. Huron can no longer stop the clock. And there it is, Tetzloff. He's got a couple of blockers going straight up the middle, head down. He's got the first down inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal at the 4. Now it's going to be difficult for Huron. Straight up the middle. And needed to get 2. He got 5, and Brookings has a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. 2.5 minutes and counting. Huron can no longer stop the clock. If I'm Huron, I almost think, do you just let them in and then get the ball back? Now, the extra point would be interesting if they did that, but it's almost like let them score at this point to get the ball back. Tetzloff 1st and goal at the 4, and he's straight ahead and in for the touchdown. So Tetzloff, a 4-yard run. Brookings goes up 21-14. And they're coming in with the extra point, which means it would still be a 1-possession game if that's the case. Huron's going to have 2:05 to work with. And if they do indeed kick the extra point, make or miss, it'll still be a 1-possession game. 21-14 Brookings. And, Huron off. Huron came early, and I think the kick was no good as well. And it is, they're going to say procedure on Brookings.
Full start, offense, number 3. 5-yard penalty, try.
10th penalty for 78 yards, and I'm not sure, but it looked like that kick was no good, wide to the right. But on the other hand, the whistle had blown before Johnson even approached the ball, but now it's basically a 25-yard extra point for Brookings. And Huron offside. Hulse took off, and now we'll just give him the 5 yards back. The only good thing about this, the clock isn't running. And check and see, but I assume this is going to go right back against Huron.
Dead ball, encroachment.
Yep.
Number 8. That penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal. Try.
Huron doesn't have a number 8. I'm sure that was Hulst. 7th penalty, 46 yards on Huron. And for a 3rd time, we line up for Johnson to kick an extra point for Brookings. Snap is there. The kick is up, and it is good. 22-14 Brookings, 2:05 to go in the game. We'll take a timeout of 30 seconds on Dakota Sports.
For Huron offers dine-in, carry-out for fast delivery. Every day for delivery or carry-out, give them a call at 352-6925. Not sure what to order from the delicious menu? So dine-in and try their famous Scott Robbins steak, featuring a variety of pizza slices, tasty chicken, and many salads and desserts to choose from. But locally owned, so stop in and say hi to Derek and the rest of the pizza crew. We're open on 199 25 Street in Huron. Godfather's Pizza. Give me a call, 352-6925.
Dakota Sports KIJB, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Well, still a one-score game, but Huron needs a touchdown and a two-point conversion, trailing 22-14. And what a drive by Brookings. 7 minutes, 5 seconds, started at their own 27-yard line, converted on a couple of big third downs. Aberdeen leading Watertown 17-14. They're in overtime. On your Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update, I think Watertown has the ball. Squib kick, gonna bounce and get by Bischoff, now picked up at the 24 by Juergens, and he'll go sideways and get tackled at the 25. So Huron has 75 yards to go, as they'll go 1st and 10 with exactly 2 minutes to go in the game. Now you gotta air it out. Offensive line has to protect and got to strike with a big play. 1st and 10 Huron from their own 25-yard line. Brookings 22, Huron 14. Slot right, one receiver left, wing left, and the shotgun for Porish on 1st and 10. No, we're going to run it. And Porish trying to turn the corner, gets a kick out, and not much. He does run out of bounds to stop the clock, but only got about 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8. Everything's a 4 down. You go on 4th down at this point. Gain of 2 on the play for Porish. It'll be 2nd and 8. Clock stopped at 1:54. Ball on the Huron 27. 2nd down and 8 from the 22. Trips right, one receiver left. And Porish looking to throw. Going to throw short. Got that middle screen going in the middle to Hulse, but it's snuffed out, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds after a gain of 5. Brookings read that well and kept it to a minimal gain up to the 31-yard line. So only a gain of about 4 or 5 on the play to Hulst. They'll put it up to the 32-yard line. And that will make it 3rd and 3 for Huron from the 32. Shotgun, trips right. Straight drop, going to flare it out near side. The pass complete to Juergens, turns the corner, 35, runs out of bounds at the 40, 1st down Huron. Again, just getting a little plays there, but had good blocking ahead on that bubble to Juergens with Winiger and Elwine ahead of him. And Huron with their 15th 1st down of the game. Up to the 40, that was a gain of 8, and 1st and 10 Huron. Clock stops with the out of bounds play, 1:40 to go. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. And the shotgun for Porish. Porish looking inside, trying to get that middle screen. It's completed. 45 up to the 49 to Schultz, his first catch. Gain of 9, it'll be 2nd and 1, but the clock now rolls as he was tackled inbounds. And Huron right back at the line with 1:20 to go in the game. Huron at their own 49-yard line. Trips left. Porish looking left. Throws short. Pass tipped up in the air. Incomplete. And the flag comes out late. Was intended for Juergens, and Tetzloff was in on it. 2 officials came out with the flag. And Huron's going to get 15 yards and get a little closer to the goal line. The officials having a conference. I don't know what else it could be, but defensive pass interference. And that would put Huron into Brookings territory up to the 36. Again, I'm not sure why we're doing a conference on this.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 10, a hit on a defenseless receiver.
Ooh.
At the 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Okay.
1st down.
I guess I'd have to see it again. Now in college, that'd be targeting and they'd be reviewing it. Brookings did not like the call, and I was not expecting to hear that, I'll be honest. So 11th penalty, 93 yards on Brookings. And Huron has it 1st and 10 just outside the Bobcat 35-yard line. In the shotgun and roll it to the left, and Porish going to run following Hulse. Turns the corner and he'll trot out of bounds after a gain of 4 or 5. Get what you can and get out of bounds and stop the clock again. Remember, Huron is out of timeouts. Gain of 5 for Porish. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the 31-yard line. Tigers down 8. Need a touchdown, need a 2-point conversion just to get yourself to overtime. Stack right, stack left. And Porish, quarterback draw up the middle, but he was hit read well by Blake Canagator. And a very short gain for Porish to the 29. Just a gain of 2. Now the clock rolls as we're down to 50 seconds. It's 3rd and 4, and Huron has to hurry. 3rd and 4. Now we're having issues on who goes where in the formation. Down to 40 seconds. 3rd and 4. And Porish straight drop. He rolls to the left. Now steps up. He's caught. He gets away. Still looking. Still looking. Still looking. Throws it off his back foot to Carter Porish. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. And Carter Porish a little slow to get up. So the game comes here. It'll be 4th down. Give Brookings defensive backfield credit. Anderson finally just threw that up for grabs, hoping that his brother could go up and make a play. Now it's 4th down, and this is the game here. 4th and 4 for Huron from the Brookings 29-yard line with 26 seconds remaining in the game. Brookings right below me, making a lot of noise. Now you can get the 1st down, and that would be helpful because that will stop the clock briefly. Bunch formation, going to run it. Around the corner, Porish, head down, head up. He's down at the 25, and he's very close, and it is a 1st down. He just got it. They're moving the sticks, and now Porish right back. 20 seconds left and spikes it with 17 seconds left. Just enough for the 1st down.
Please reset the game clock to 19 seconds.
Yes, 2 seconds put on. So Porish needed 4, and he basically got 4 to the 25. 1st and 10, Huron. So 19 seconds left. Huron playing without timeouts. Again, if there's a 1st down, the clock does stop in high school to set the chains. 22-14, Brookings leading, so Huron needs the touchdown, and they need the 2-point conversion just to get to overtime. Empty backfield, trips right, 2 receivers left, straight drop. Porish throws, and the ball tipped at the line. Was trying to get the slant to Carter Porish, but it never got there. And the way Brookings is reacting, it was Carson Lohr that got his hand up and deflected the ball. Stops the clock with 15 seconds left. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. 22-14 Brookings. Huron led once, but only led for 16 seconds. That was back in the 2nd quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 left, wing right on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 25, really. Porish straight drop, looks to the far sideline to Elwine, knocked away, incomplete. Huron wants interference. They don't get it, as there was a collision with Elwine and Mathis right as the ball got there. 3rd and 10 from the 25. From my, what was it, 4th? Oh, I got to keep track of things. 4th and 10 from the 25. Here's your ball game. And, well, we only have 10 seconds left anyway. 4th and 10 from the 25. 2 receivers right, 1 left. And Hulse standing right beside Porish in the backfield. And here we go. Porish, straight drop. Throws over the middle for Elwine, complete to the 8. Clock will stop to set the chains with 4 seconds left. Huron should get one more play. Huron is up to the line, and they will spike it, and 1 play left, 1 second left. Elwine over the middle made the catch. It was a gamble, but you needed the first down. So a gain of 14, and then the spike, and 1 second left. We'll see if they add time to the clock, because Huron was right on the line. I guess you don't have to set the chains because it was goal to go, and you just have to get the down marker up. Anyway, 1 play. 1 play, that's what it comes down to. One second left.
Please set the play clock to 25 seconds and start it on my ready. Thank you.
Well, they said, okay, there, they didn't reset it. So here we go, 1 play, Elwine left. That you think would be the first option, just to let him go up and get it. Slot left as well, and straight drop for Porish. Throws over the middle to Carter. Porish incomplete. He had it, couldn't haul it in, and Brookings will win it 22-14. Tigers had their chances. Looked like Carter Porish had it in his hands, but the Bobcats win and break the Huron Tigers 7-game winning streak, and they will win it 22-14. Timeout 2 minutes. Gary's Auto Glass post game is next. 2 minutes on Dakota Sports.
Proud to sponsor the Huron Tigers. The doctors and staff at the Huron Eye Clinic are committed to providing quality service and products to their patients in Huron and surrounding areas. The Huron Eye Clinic offers comprehensive eye exams, contact lens exams, instant sleep screenings, LASIK consultations, ocular disease services, and pediatric eye care. Stop in at the office at 1288 Dakota Avenue South to make an appointment, or call the Huron Eye Clinic today at 605-352-4181.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance your existing home? I'm Kimmy Olson, your local mortgage loan officer at American Basin Trust in Huron. Whether it's a conventional loan with local servicing, VA, everything, rural development, jumbo, or a home equity line of credit, I'm here to help you find the right fit. Let's make your home goals happen. Apply today at mortgagewithjamie.com or call 353-2818. American Basin Trust, where your journey begins. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wishbone Market is proud to be part of the Huron community and the Huron area high school athletes all season long. At Wishbone, they believe in supporting local, which is why you'll find South Dakota favorites on their shelves, from wines and meats to hometown snacks. They have great in-store savings and new products with updates shared on their Facebook page. Follow them on Facebook and stop in today. Shop local, save more, and enjoy the best from South Dakota at Wishbone Market.
Wilbur Ellis is a leading provider of innovative solutions in plant protection, plant nutrition, and field technology. They offer premier products and one-on-one relationships with local field experts to help their customers grow. Wilbur Ellis is committed to bringing you and your operation new and innovative ideas. Contact your local Wilbur Ellis specialist today to find out how to maximize your return on investment. Wilbur Ellis wishes all area high school athletes the best of luck this season.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJP.
Welcome back here to SDSU, and Clayton Wallstrom, assistant, going to join us here. You can just use that one there, as takes a lot to get up here, so Coach Strand just said we'll have Coach Wallstrom do it since he was next door to us anyway. And Coach, I guess first things first, Brookings came out in that Tetzlaff, what I called the rugby package, basically what Sturgis like to do. And I don't know, did they run that more than what we were thinking they were going to do?
No, we prepared for that. It's just a tough thing to do. There's a lot of big guys on that Brookings offense, so we just got to figure out a way to make it happen. So I thought we defended it pretty well. We got to make those key plays later in the game.
Yeah, because really when it came down to it was 2 big plays for Brookings, the 2 big runs, one in the first half, one in the second half. Otherwise, the defense played pretty well. Brookings just did not have very many big plays, but all it takes is one play, a 73-yard run, then I believe a 51-yard run. And really at the end of the day, that was the difference. That and we made too many mistakes.
Yep, we just got to keep the ball off the ground and keep the ball moving on offense. and trust in our defense and keep the scores low.
Now, the way this season's went, we saw things tonight that just hadn't happened to us this year. I thought when we got the crazy touchdown pass there to Winiger in the first half, I thought, well, okay, that's the way things have went this year. But we just had, a bad snap when we're on the 2-yard line, a couple of fumbles. We just haven't done things like that. And, granted, they're high school kids and Brookings is trying to win too. But, we've had a charmed season, so maybe there's some learning moments here because we do know we'll be home next week.
Yep, execution is the name of the game, especially now. It's win or go home. So we'll get another chance at them, and hopefully we're locked in and we're prepared to make plays when we need to.
Now, is that the thinking at this point? We're just going to turn around and play Brookings again? I know Coach Gordon told me he thought they're going to stay 8 no matter what, win or loss, and Drew thought they're win or loss, it was going to be the 1-8 or the 2-7, but there's been some other things that could change things. Sturgis beat Spearfish tonight, and Aberdeen and Watertown were in overtime last we saw. So, if the underdog wins there, that might change things too, I guess.
Right, and in our class this year, it really doesn't matter who it is. We got to show up and execute no matter what. There's a lot of good teams this year, so Brookings or whoever we have next week, we got to execute no matter who it is. Otherwise, they can be dangerous. So,
Clayton Wallstrom, assistant coach for the Huron Tigers. Tigers fall here tonight, 22-14. Had their chance at the end. We'll take a timeout of 2 minutes, come back, do stats. We'll pick that player of the game, Signature Plus, as well on Dakota Sports.
Insurance review with Lane Anderson of Farmers Union Insurance. Auto, home, farm, life, and business. Become a satisfied policyholder with Farmers Union Insurance. Farmers Union Insurance, Lane Anderson, 1835 Arizona Avenue, Southwest in Huron.
Looking for a personalized apparel such as t-shirts, and sweatshirts, hoodies, jackets, TV sports, of course. About signs, logos, and graphic sets now. TV sports, of course. Proud sponsor of the Tigers, TV sports, downtown Huron. With over 110 stores in 12 states, Timberland has the buying power to bring you the best values from the nation's top furniture brands. Timberland is America's #1 dealer for ready-to-wear furniture. Timberland is also the Midwest's largest retailer for Sealy, Simmons, Jones & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Timberland of Huron is completely locally owned and operated. Our staff, including sales and delivery, is made up entirely of your neighbors in Huron. So for the best brands at the best prices, truly local service. Turn to Timberland Furniture of Huron.
Treat yourself right and have the Dairy Queen of Huron. The August Blizzard of the month is Reese's Caramel Craze, and it's only for a limited time, so get your new favorite Blizzard today. For birthdays or anniversaries, or for any occasion, get a DQ cake. Call 352-5097 or shop it and order one for your party. Treat yourself and then reward yourself with the DQ app and download it today and save. Dairy Queen of Huron is open every day of the week for lunch, dinner, or an anytime snack. Dairy Queen of Huron.
Are your guests performing to their full potential? Does the ranching provide everything they need? But the experienced feed consultants at Dakota Land Feed help you get the performance you want and the service you deserve. With the ability to balance rations for every stage of a calf's life, the feed consultants provide valuable information to support your operation. They strive to provide best-in-class service and knowledge you can count on. Dakota Land Feed, your local feed supplier.
Dakota Sports KIJB, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
And welcome back to Brookings, where the Huron Tigers suffer their second loss of the season. They'll finish out the season at 7-2. Now we wait to see what the numbers show. Huron's either going to be 1 or 2 after this. Just depends if Yankton can catch us after tonight, and then see where the opponents roll in as well. Just trying to do some quick arithmetic here because I still haven't done all my stats here yet. Just going to do this real quick and hope I got it right anyway. Brookings only completed 1 pass tonight, and it wasn't by the quarterback. It was, well, I guess their backup quarterback, Jones Huntermer, completed the pass, and it came at a big time. So the scoring in the game, Huron scored first on a wild play, a 4th down play. Anderson Porrish just kind of flipped it behind his head on a 4th down play. and, well, just got it right to Riley Winiger, who took it in 9 yards for the touchdown. Huron, though, misses the extra point, something that's happened to Huron this year. And then on the following possession, Huron kicked off, and on the first play, Gavin Anderson scored on a 67-yard touchdown run. Then after a Huron penalty, took the ball to 1.5 yards. Brookings went for 2 and got it. They led 8-6 at halftime, led 8-6 into the third quarter. But then things started to get interesting. Brookings ripped off a 51-yard touchdown run early in the fourth quarter by Ben Schulte. Ran in the extra, or kicked the extra point. It was 15-6. Huron answered quickly, though. Came down the field in a couple of minutes, had a 12-yard run by Mason Juergens to make it 15-14. But then Brookings took the ball, got it at their own 27, held the ball for 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Ended up scoring on a 4-yard run by Tetzlaff. Huron, though, just could not get the defense off the field as Brookings worked it. And the Bobcats took it in. Huron did get the ball down to the 8-yard line, but really only had one play left. Threw it into the end zone. It was on target, but was not completed, and Brookings hangs on for a 22-14 win over the Huron Tigers. There's the rundown of the stats. I haven't totaled up anything for Brookings except the individual. Gus Armena, 2 carries, 11 yards. Bergen Tetzlaff had 17 carries, 45 yards. Seemed like he should add more. Gavin Anderson, he had 7 carries for 85 yards, and, of course, 67 of that came on one play. Ben Schulte, 6 carries for 66 yards, 51 came on one play. Those 2 big plays, just a difference. Owen Hoppy, 2 carries, 9 yards. Jay Harris, 2 carries for -2. And again, Brookings passing was 1 of 6 for 16 yards. For the Huron Tigers, had 202 yards on the ground and 119 through the air. Mason Juergens, 4 carries for 14 yards and a touchdown. Landon Hulstaw, his 100-yard streak in, 14 carries, 76 yards. Anderson Porish had 19 carries for 112 yards. Throwing the ball, Porish 11 of 24 for 119 yards and a touchdown. Here on 16 first downs to 8 for Brookings. Time of possession ended up being about a dead heat as Huron had the advantage in the first half. Brookings the advantage in the second half. Brookings ends up winning the time of possession by 8 seconds, basically, 24:04 to 23:56. And again, that was all on Huron with the with Brookings having the ball 14 minutes to 10 minutes in the second half, just about the exact reverse of the first half in favor of Huron. And take a look at the scores. Is Watertown Aberdeen done yet? Third overtime for Watertown and Aberdeen. That's going to have a bearing on everything here. So here's the score. Here's the scoreboard update from 7 Suns Heating and Air in the 11 AA finals. Washington 27, T Area 7, Pier 49, Douglas 0. In overtime, Aberdeen 27, Watertown 20. And Sturgis held on, defeated Spearfish 13-9, Yankton 40, Mitchell 7, 11 AAA, Washington 27, T Area 7, O'Gorman 42, Roosevelt 9. Jefferson handed Brandon Valley their first loss of the season, 24-21. Rapid City Central 36, Stevens 6. And early fourth quarter, Lincoln in a shootout, 42-35, leading Harrisburg. Class 9B scores tonight. These are playoff games. Del Rapids St. Mary 72, Irene Wakanda 6, Harriet Selby 22, Canastota 0, Sully Buttes 42, Hitchcock Tulare 8, Avon shut out Oldham Ramona Rutland 50-0. Corsica Stickney defeated Kadoka 38-36. That might have been the game of the night. Sioux Falls Lutheran 48, Iroquois Lake Preston 6, Coleman Egan shut out Arlington 50-0. Falkton 61, Burke 22. Not a lot of competitive games in 9B. 9A kind of looks the same. Castlewood 46, Dupree 12, Ipswich 58, Harding County 8. Alsetzer Hudson shut out Dubrook 36-0. Phillip defeated Esteline Hendricks 36-8. Warner defeated Timberlake 42-12. Platte Geddes outscored Lyman 42-30. Howard defeated Centerville 52-32. Wall shut out Lemon McIntosh 55-0. 9 AA, Kimball White Lake 14, Britton Hecla 7. There was a tight game. Hanson wins a high-scoring game over Viborg Hurley, 52-34. Elkton Lake Benton shut out DeSmit, 49-0. Freeman Academy, top seed in AA, defeated Garrettson, 59-7. Hamlin shut out Scotland Menno, 57-0. Hill City, 53. Great Plains Lutheran, 0. Parkston, 55. Bennett County, 22. Bonham and Gregory are still playing. It's late, with Bonham leading 41-28. In 11B, Mount Vernon Plankinton defeated Mobridge 40-12. Game we had on KOKK, Winter defeated Woonsocket. Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central 20-12. Elk Point Jefferson 42, Flandreau 14. St. Thomas More 38, Hot Springs 7. Clark Willow Lake shut out Groton 35-0. Dual defeated McCook Central Montrose 36-20. Wagner shut out Chamberlain 33-0. Sioux Valley defeated Parker 24-16. And those are our scores on your Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Our Signature Plus player of the game, we went back and forth between two players, and well, player of the game, it's more of just a player of the good, solid play he's had all season. We wanted to find a lineman or somebody like that, and we thought we're going to go with junior Corden Caudell with the player of the game tonight from Signature Plus. Corden's been a fixture there at guard. He started the year at nose tackle, but then started rotating out just to give him some rest. But he mans the, I believe, right side of that line, and he's hopped in a couple of places on that line. So Corden Caudell, our junior lineman, is our Signature Plus player of the game. So Huron Tigers at home next Thursday, opponent unknown. I know Strand thinks it's Brookings, but with one upset already tonight, Sturgis being Spearfish, and if Aberdeen can hang on and beat Watertown, that could upset the standings a little more. We'll just have to wait and see. Bottom line is the Huron Tigers will go at home, either the 1 seed or the 2 seed, I presume, in the 11AA playoffs next Thursday at Tiger Stadium. Big thank you to Anthony back at the studio. I had Doug up here in the box here helping us out with tackles. I never did read your tackles, and you worked hard on that. We can do that, run down that real quick. For Brookings, leading tacklers, Bergen Tetzloff with 7, Mason Mathis with 6 for Cash Sather, and 5 for Blake Canigator. Leading the way for Huron, Oakley Anderson had 8. Cooper Bischoff, who was pretty much had to move from outside to the inside, replacing Ty Kleinsasser. Cooper had 7 tackles, 5 for Tice Huber and 4 for Mason Jurgens, and those are your tackle reports. So we're off till Tuesday, volleyball. Where am I going? I'm going to Mitchell for volleyball on Tuesday. Then home football playoff Thursday at Tiger Stadium. We'll see who the opponent is, but Huron will be at home next Thursday, first round of the 11AA playoffs. Our final here, Brookings defeats Huron 22-14. This has been a presentation of Dakota Sports, committed to excellence in sports broadcasting.